We are live.
We're live. Hooray. Hello. Hello and welcome. I didn't update my notes, but Giggle informed me that this is session 9 of Roll for Severity Scoundrel campaign. I feel like I can't really call it the newest campaign anymore because we're almost 10 chapters in. We stream live here every Sunday at 5 p.m. PST here at twitch.tv/rollforseverity. I'm Miss Wolfinger, the DM for this campaign. And I'm joined by the 3 lovely players that you see before you. We have Kit, Tom, and Giggle. So before we get underway with the newest session, there's a few quick things to go over. So the first thing, each month we donate a portion of all income generated by Roll for Severity to charity. This includes that from direct donations, bits, subscriptions, and then sales from the Roll for Severity store. So this month's charity is the JED Foundation, a nonprofit group that exists to support mental health, suicide prevention for teens and young adults. For more information on them, you can visit the JED Foundation. You can check out jedfoundation.org or find them on Twitter at JED Foundation. So having previously mentioned the store, we have one. The Roll for Severity store is up on TeePublic at tpublic.com/user/rollforseverity. There's also a link somewhere below the screen. The last point to make is that this is not a pre-made campaign for 5th edition. So we have varied rules, we use different player mechanics, and we make different in-game adjustments. So the rules as you know them may not always be as written. It's going to get super homebrewed up in here. And I think that's all there is to go over. So to the players, what happened last time?
We're on a boat.
Yeah, we got on a boat, and then we got off a boat, and I think we got back on the boat.
We got back on the boat.
Okay.
On the boat.
We also got attacked by deranged seagull goose things.
Goose
Yes.
goals.
They think I'm Darwin.
Yes, they think they think at least one of us is a member of the Heroes of the Shard, and the other 2 are, I guess, members of the auxiliary.
Members of the backup.
Yeah, that works.
You are the backup singers.
Beyonce.
We can get Anthony to play us a tune.
Give me a lot of that 90s, like, kind of dancing.
Yeah, I think that's probably about on par with what Naroke would have. The worse it looks, the better.
I stole from an old lady, but she stole from somebody else first, so it's fine.
Correct. You acquired, I believe it was the pearl you needed for, I can't even remember which
Identify.
spell.
Identify.
That's the one.
Yeah, so we now have the spell, or we now have the component that we need to be able to cast Identify.
Yeah.
Which is what we are going to do at the very end. We're going to get Marsh to cast Identify on everything.
And Marsh, or is Swamp now.
Yeah, Marsh is Swamp.
Yes, my alter ego.
He mended the sails so that we could get off that island a lot faster.
Big brain move.
And in doing so, apparently saved us from danger.
It basically saved you from a campaign session.
Yay?
There was no Ponzi fishing tournament. There was just nada. No.
Yeah, so we speed ran that particular campaign area.
Yeah.
I guess we're moving on now.
Crit path
Yes.
only, nothing else.
Yeah.
Zoom
Any
through
percent.
So yeah, you are back now on the Highland Blush after the sails have been miraculously stitched, mended, however that cantrip works. And now you are sailing forward to Greenspire, which is the destination of the Highland Blush.
Oh yeah, and we got a our lovely little guide who is going to be leading us to the next big city thing through some kind of terrible forest of doom and hatred and a whole bunch of bad things.
We have a fangirl who
Very
is
much a fangirl.
Who is going to be able to get us through the horrible things between us and the next artifact. We weren't planning to go directly to the next artifact, but, you know, the opportunity's here.
And what was her name again?
Her name was Endris. She is a
Endris.
mousy little scholar. Endras. And yeah, she thinks she's joined your team.
I mean, she has. She just doesn't know what team it is.
That's a good point. She doesn't know what side she's now on.
And she's also, we're trying to make sure we don't have to kill her, but that's not off the table.
Yeah.
I suppose. I thought it was off the table, and you were just going to use, like, the blackout stick.
No,
Just knock her out.
we'd like to, but if she becomes too much of a liability, then it is
Right.
what it is.
Right.
If she
Death
knows
is
too
always-
much, then, you know, things gotta happen.
Yeah, that sums it up beautifully. We'll see if Endris can survive the coming forward.
Can she survive dealing with us? We'll find out.
Can she survive an association with this party in particular?
So yeah, we made it back onto the ship, leaving Falkreath ahead of schedule. Looking at you guys. And the captain informs you as you guys are on your way that you're about a 4-ish journey away from Greenspire, the port of Greenspire. A little less if the wind is favorable. And Naroke, he also approaches you and says that he received a note when for the short time that they were in Falkreath, and it's addressed to you guys, to the heroes of the Shard specifically.
Okay.
And so he's going to hand you this note, and he doesn't like stick around and look like he wants to see what it is. He just saunters back off to the helm of the boat. And
Greatly
you're all
appreciated.
left.
And I'll just take the note and just like slide it into like the chest plate.
We'll
credit
read that
card
in
movie.
private when we've had a chance to check it for anthrax.
Exactly.
And,
Also, someone might have been practicing exploding runes. Who knows?
Yeah. If it says I memorized explosive runes this morning, we're fucked.
punctuated with exclusive. Okay. Yeah. So it's early in the morning when you guys have left Falkreath. He is sort of paying you no mind. There are things you can do to sort of bypass the day if you wanted to. You're welcome to hole up in your room. You can help out on the ship, like in the crow's nest. You can try seeing if you could help out Mickey in the kitchens, get in his good graces.
I want Marsh to identify the random magical stuff we have.
Yes,
Yeah.
same.
I'll need to wait for like the next morning to change some spells around, but yeah,
Okay.
once it's the next morning, I can just go through them all.
Okay. So I guess that's been on your hot list for a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang around on deck for most of the day, and then once we get into evening, I'm gonna head back to our room, and hopefully we'll get a chance to look at that note.
Okay.
As long as no one throws Naroke in the water, we should be fine. I'm assuming the
I'll
note was
be-
paper.
Yeah, it was just a paper note. It was not.
Yes, assuming no one throws Naroke overboard, we should be fine.
Yeah, it was not banana leaf. You'd be not fine for a lot of reasons. The note would be the last of my concerns. You'd be
It
trapped
sinks
on your
directly to the bottom.
No, I imagine while I'm walking around on the ship, at least I'm not carrying around my chest on my back. That would be staying in my room.
That's a good point.
I mean,
So-
yes, but Naroke also is a very large man of 0% body fat, so...
That is also
that is not
fair.
a man who floats.
Fill your lungs with as much air as you can and hope that that's sustained.
Just starfish.
You're like, man over... never mind.
Drop the anchor, he can grab it at the bottom.
Okay, so if Dominic wants to wait till evening, Naroke and Marsh, did you want to help out on the ship at all? Be around, be present for the day?
If this is like the first day since like, if this is still like the evening after the mending, Marsh is probably just gonna sleep till the next day.
That's correct. You were definitely exhausted after working through the night to get the ship moving. Okay, so you're, I imagine, holed up in the room, resting. Naroke, you can offer your services to people on the ship, or you can just rest it up.
Are there people hauling anything around on the ship?
Yeah, Vince and Vinny are taking some supplies down to the kitchen to Mick. Just crates with fish.
I'll help out with that.
Okay, right. So it's the fish are very much alive in this state. They've got about four crates of fish, and it's quite comical. Vince and Vinny, they're taking these crates, and fish are just falling out all over the place, and they're not even bothering to try and like scoop them back. So there's like fish flopping around on the deck, but there's still 2 crates left with fish that need to go down into the kitchens.
Is there no lids for these boxes?
Nope, they're just open little crates.
Huh. How heavy do you figure they are?
Not heavy at all. Have you ever lifted a nightstand? Yeah,
Well,
maybe a little heavy.
If we're talking like nightstand heavy, Naroke is gonna take one box and put it on top of the other box, and then grab them both and up, because at least one box is not gonna have any fish fall out of it.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, so you, considering the burly man that you are, can get down there with no no qualms whatsoever. Give me an odds or evens.
Odds.
So no fish fall on your head the entire time. You're managed, like, any fish that do fall out, just dodge nimbly, which is odd for you because you're not very dexterous. Maybe you can smell them coming.
Probably.
Yeah, and once in the kitchens, Mickey, the ever pristine, bedazzled elf cook, is very grateful, and he's just, there, please, thank you for your services. And then kind of like does this little side bow because he remembers that, like, oh yes, I'm in the presence of like supposed,
In the presence of
grandeur.
hoity-toities.
Yeah, so sort of like, and not even really trying, it's just the side shuffle, like going through the motions.
Like,
The absolute
bowed.
minimum effort.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, Naroke will put down the boxes and nod to him, and then probably head. Naroke's probably gonna go and try and pick up some of the fish that got left behind.
There's this is like a normal gull that you can see back on the deck, not one of the goose gulls that's kind of flying around looking super excited about what's there before him. I'm just gonna try and like fly in low to grab a fish.
How many fish are there?
There's about 8 that have fallen onto the deck.
It can have the one. I'm pretty sure that Mick's not counting.
No, I imagine not. Are you just gonna like cradle the fish down to the kitchen?
Yeah, I honestly don't think Naroke could have been smart enough to go and grab another box or bucket to put them in. He's just gonna like try and have armfuls of fish.
Nick is gonna love you when you get back to the room.
I'm very much imagining that it's going to be the kind of situation where it's like, I can't hold all these limes kind of situation.
Yeah, it kinda is. Make me a dexterity check, please.
Incoming -1 dexterity. 13?
Oh, it is 13, not a 6. Okay. You know what? They're kind of like a slippery lime and sort of getting away from you, but you manage to catch the few that kind of slip out from in front of you. And it's not easy, and you're sort of like walking kind of bow-legged, trying to hustle these fish down to the kitchens, but you definitely get it. And Mick has given you the strangest look. Like why did you bother bringing them at all? But he still motions to his table in front of him for you to put down.
Just kind of just drop them all on the table. Waste
Surprising
not, want
speed. Gratitude. Mickey's gonna just like choo kill all the fish in one fell swoop with his giant cleaver. The previous.
not. One fell swoop to
about.
kill all the fish, or is it one per fish?
Yeah, it's one per fish.
Okay. One fell swoop for all the fish would have been a very impressive feat.
Yeah, no. Maybe Mickey wasn't pulling out all the stops this time. Yeah,
Yes,
and he's gonna start salting fish there in the kind of kitchenette area.
Naroke, realizing he now smells very much of fish, is going to go and get cleaned off. And by getting cleaned off, going to go back to get someone to cast Prestidigitation.
So do you say this out loud or just think it?
Just thinking it.
Okay. Well,
As I'm like
yeah.
heading back towards our room.
Okay. Yeah, like you don't even see it, but he gives you like an even lazier, kind of head tilt as you go off.
I think he likes me.
So, does Nick, do you even know prestidigitation?
I don't.
Marsh
I don't know
does.
any magic.
All right.
I'm a
More
rogue.
Roguish.
I'm pretty sure Marsh knew prestidigitation.
I'm looking. I don't actually remember. No, it doesn't look like I have prestidigitation either.
You're on your own.
Oh,
sucker.
good time. I smell like fish. That's
Alright.
fine.
Yeah. So the day weans on. Are you trying to find another source for cleaning up Naroke, or?
Probably gonna find a cloth or something like that and just wipe down the armor.
Yeah. Oh, and there's definitely cloths in the storeroom that you're in. Again, they've made it like a makeshift bedroom for you guys, but a lot of supplies are like boarded up and roped off against one end of the ship so they don't slide at you.
Yeah, is
And you
Nick
can
in the
clean
room?
up.
What time of day is it?
We're gonna say by now it's like late morning.
Late morning? I'm probably still up on deck.
Okay. Yeah, Naroke will go in, grab some cloths, clean off his armor, and then probably just head up on deck, watch the, just kind of watching what's going on. Not, he's not being, like, super social with everyone, but he's not trying to avoid people.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess, Nick, what's your end goal being on deck here? Observe?
Observe, mostly be visible without making a nuisance of myself.
Gotta be the face to some degree of the heroes.
That's my job, is the face, apparently.
Yeah, it's Darwin's the face.
Indeed.
I'm the hype man.
Well, then you, I guess, would both see that people are working around you. No one really pays you any mind. You haven't seen Endress yet, but the crew members, for all the hype that Endress kind of has for you, they, again, are just going about their day. They bow or, like, acknowledge you when they're in your presence, but they're all just working hard. And the day moves on into, let's say, early evening without any sort of hitches. Captain's outside the entire time steering. What do you guys want to do?
At some point, we should probably meet up back at the room for the purpose of checking out that note, if nothing else.
And also, yeah.
Reading the letter.
Yeah, so at some point, Naroke will head down to the... Probably, if he sees Nick head down to the... down under the deck, then he'll follow along, and when we get to the room, he'll kind of pull out the letter, which probably smells a bit like fish.
By now, probably.
And, well, Naroke's already cleaned his armor off, but he probably didn't care too much to, this thing is also a little bit fishy. But hands that over to Nick to, we got a letter.
Alright, I'm gonna look it over to make sure there's nothing suspicious going on with it.
Is that like a trap sense in 5e? Give me a sec.
Maybe like perception or investigation.
Right, there is no trap sense. Yeah, let's do investigation, please.
Okay. That's a 13.
Yeah,
It was the captain who gave it to us?
It was the
Yeah.
captain delivering it, saying that he received a note in Fall Creek, the town you were just in, to be passed on to you lot. Yeah. It's got, so the note is sealed with like a blob of red wax, and the sigil on it is not one that seems to sort of resonate with you. It's just like a simple circle with a smaller circle inside of it. Not quite like an eye, but sort of akin to an eye.
So basically the symbol that Dr. Manhattan has burned into his forehead?
Oh no, is that a...
That is 100% a thing. Look.
Dr.
To be
Manhattan?
fair, that's a hydrogen atom, so there's also a dot on the outer circle.
Oh, okay, I guess similar, but it does not have a dot on the outer circle. Thank you very much, Naroke. Yeah, so it's
Oh yeah,
similar
I forgot
to...
that he had the extra dot on there.
Yeah, so just sealed with this little wax stamp, and addressed Heroes of the Shard kind of on the top in a nice scrawl. Does not seem to be fishy otherwise.
It can't be for us. We only have one hero of the shard right now.
Yeah, where are the others? They're slacking off again, aren't they?
Okay, I'll crack it open.
All right.
Sure. Are you assuming we're doing this like in the bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I'll be awake.
Yeah, and it's late evening, Swamp Marsh, so you're definitely probably rested. Can you guys see the note in Roll20 now?
Yes.
Ooh.
Perfect. So, and it says, "Excellent work. You've all done better than I could have imagined. I am also thrilled to hear you're safe. My sources concluded that you intercepted a ship that is heading to the port of Greenspire. That is the most direct route to the city of Elderborough and the next relic. Whatever dumb luck you carry with you, hope that it holds out. I will try to anticipate your arrival and have supplies and aid arranged. After all, I do believe I owe the tall ones some armor.
Yes.
Alas, that is trickier to send than a letter, and I make no promises."
Damn it.
And it is signed GH.
This is from our boss.
This is from Gimli, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Either that or the Heroes of the Shard run purely on dumb luck like we do.
They might.
Sending a fake letter to your fake hero group to fake you out.
Well, on account of the fact that they are known as the Heroes of the Shard but have not actually done anything. They've got to have some sort of dumb luck on their side.
Done anything that you've seen. Okay.
Well, even according to the information that we had gotten from Gimli when we were asking about the Heroes of the Shard when we first got hired, was that they hadn't really done anything to save much of anything at this point, but they're still known as the heroes because they were going to save things.
When they save things, they do, but it's often at the expense of others, and that's not what's told in the stories. All the collateral damage that tends to follow them when they do save something.
So it's like Batman beating up criminals. It's like, sure, he caught the criminal, but he also leveled half a city to do it.
It's exactly like Batman. Thank you, Dr. Manhattan, Batman. What else can we compare? Yeah. So you have been contacted by someone that appears to be Gimli.
And he remembers that he owes me armor. That is a good sign.
It means it's probably not a fake letter, just because of that one little tip. Because I could have actually maybe read this as like the heroes maybe figuring it out, but I don't think they would know that you have an armor set waiting for you.
Unless, of course, Darwin himself has also recently ordered a fancy new set of armor, and he is the tallest one in their group.
That'd be a lucky coincidence.
Yeah, what are the odds of that?
So yeah, we've got our fishy letter that is not full of explosive runes.
Yep. And there was nothing else in the envelope, by the way, just the letter.
Okay.
So late in the evening, you guys are free to do about the ship what you want. Marsh, you're probably not all that tired, but...
Oh, quick note, I'm gonna burn the letter.
Okay.
It would not do to have that found on us.
That's perfectly fair.
It's actually a good idea.
What if we forget?
This message will self-destruct in 3, 2, 1.
I would just make Raptor eat it.
No.
Okay. Note that the letter is nice and toasty. Look at Nick, always thinking ahead.
Someone has to.
Look at Nick, the one who thinks.
Someone has to. Naroke has moments of brilliance, but you cannot rely on those.
Those are entirely unpredictable.
And sometimes it is idiocy disguised as brilliance. We cannot always be sure whether it's actually brilliant or just that dumb that it seems brilliant.
So if there was nothing you guys were planning on doing with the rest of your evening, then morning would commence without any sort of trouble.
Yeah, I think we're, for the most part, just trying to keep a low profile.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll probably start hanging out with the bard again now that I've had a day off, but not much besides that and fishing.
So,
Identify.
so for the morning
identify.
comes around, and Swamp, you are free to use up that. So is it scroll?
I think he just knows identify.
Yeah, no. Artificers can learn it, so I can just I had it like in. I have it available that I can just prepare it for the day. So, I will just commit like all my level 1 spells to identify today. Sure hope we don't get attacked. Yeah, that's I guess we should start with, I think there was a amulet?
Was identify a cantrip for an artificer?
No,
No,
it's
first
a level 1 spell.
Could you roll me a d20 real quick?
Oh yeah.
Just to see.
This is where we can cast Fireball on self.
I assume you want this to happen for every identify cast?
Oh, is it work that way, or do you just cast it once and then the effects linger?
It is cast per item.
Yeah, it's choose one object. So I'll be casting it about 3 times at least, maybe more.
All right, 3 rolls then.
Okay, I'll just do it like one at a time.
Yeah, definitely.
So
11.
So you did not blow us up for the amulet.
Nope.
Actually, weren't Kit? You had detect magic.
I have no spells. I don't know why. That's why I need to keep explaining to you people that I have no spells.
Dominic, cast Fireball.
He cast devilish good looks. Marmy.
I think what it is I think we think talking is a magic spell, but we're not quite sure yet.
The magic of words.
Because I know we had mentioned casting detect magic to see what items we had that were actually magic first, and then identifying those.
I just got a real hunch for this amulet, and even if it's maybe it's not magic, I got more casts, so we can be more careful the later ones.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't have detect magic.
So identify, if I'm correct, it will tell you what school of magic.
You learn its properties, how to use it, whether it requires attunement, charges, if spells are affecting the item,
Okay.
and if the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
Jeez. Okay. Neat. Yeah. That's a lot of things. Okay. So the amulet. And again, what it looks like, it has a clear kind of round crystal in the center with a bit of like swirling vortex magic that looks kind of like the hues of a rainbow. And you identify this as an amulet of wild magic. And
sounds explosive.
Essentially. And what you can gather is that once a day, it can be used to cast a spell. You have control.
So, do I know like the level of a spell, or is it just anything?
It is any spell. There is no level.
We're gonna cast Wish.
No school of magic, but you do know you can't choose the spell.
Yeah. I guessed in the name. Don't get. Can anyone use this, or just kind of spellcasters?
Anyone can use it. You do not need to be able to.
Maybe we can get
Dominic
casting spells now.
Congratulations, you leveled up.
I mean, so yeah, I guess I hand it back to Dominic and say, "This is. Do you want this?"
Have I been told what it does?
Yeah, I gave the explanation to everyone as I was figuring it out.
I'm gonna very gingerly take it and be like, I think this is a last resort. This is only ever a last resort.
Now, question about the Amulet of Wild Magic.
Yes.
Does it have a chance of proccing Wild Magic surges?
No.
Okay.
It does not. It is, like, by nature, wild magic is, like, crazy and unstable, but this is designed to utilize that and, like, hone it. So You do not have to roll a wild surge when using the amulet of wild.
Okay. So you now have one spell a day of unknown origin.
Yeah, we don't know what it does.
Watch, we're gonna encounter
I
a
don't even know
boss.
if I can aim it.
You point your finger. Maybe it's a spell on you. Maybe it's the spell on what you're pointing your finger at.
Yeah, I'm just gonna laugh though. We're gonna end up having a situation where we're fighting some big bad boss. You use the amulet, just like power word kill.
Oh, man.
Just insta-gib the boss.
That is a fear, but...
Accidentally just nuke one of the actual heroes of the shard. Just like, whoops.
It was the amulet, not me.
It turns out to be shape change, and I turn into an ancient black dragon.
Oh no.
But it's the size of a newt. So it's terrifying, but adorable.
But
Yes.
adorable. It's in your pocket. Yeah.
Okay.
Successfully identified the amulet that was found in the city when you're looking for books.
Okay. I guess next one up on the list is the bag of holding in quotation marks.
The bag of holding. Yes.
Bag of holding. All right, roll me a surge, please.
Oh yeah, gotta keep doing that.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you know what? Out of all the things that this could have surged on, this I think is the most appropriate.
Because it's this fucking bag.
The bag doesn't like this.
That is that's a nat 1. So could you please roll that severity and roll me D100, please?
Well,
Marsh.
for the nat 1 for the surge, are you not using the surge table?
Right. And isn't that... Oh, sorry, it's not based off a D100.
It's a D4 and a D100.
That's it, and also a D4.
Did I give you...
Okay.
Have I sent you that surge list?
No, you haven't. And I forgot that yours is done with a D4 to break it up into
The 4
lists.
columns.
Yeah.
So from the top, am I rolling a D4 and a D100?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'll start with the D4, and then I'll start with the D, and then I'll do the D100. Okay, so 2 and 11. Are low numbers good or low numbers bad, or do we not know?
As with the roll for severity, the low numbers tend to be worse.
Yeah.
Yay!
I got above a 10.
I will send this to Mel.
Sorry, I completely forgot about it. We've had quite a few wild surges in Giggle's campaign, and then nothing's ever come up in this one.
I think it's a lot more interesting. It comes up like in the just hanging out in the bottom of a ship. It just feels like there's a bit more weight to it.
Don't be Fireball.
So Marsh, you and your I imagine like when you're casting it, your hand is just sort of up as like a general motion of casting a spell, and you feel your hand kind of tingle and get warm as the magic is surging through it, and then it sort of fizzles and stops for a moment, before it continues on properly, and you're like, oh, that doesn't normally happen. Like you recognize that was sort of off in your magic.
It doesn't normally happen. It's the second time I casted this spell.
Didn't feel like before. But otherwise, it just seemed like there was like a hiccup in your magic when you were casting.
Oh, well, I'm not going to read too much into that. And let's see here. Let me... how many spell slots do I have again? I have...
So what do we get out of the
2 more.
bag of holding?
So for the bag of holding, Marsh, what you're able to identify is this is designed as a regular bag of holding, but there's a glitch in it that every so often something will fall out, and you won't be able to tell because it's not like it falls out like something would fall out of a hole in your pocket. It more like it ceases to exist. So it works as a bag of holding, but it is very unreliable.
Wait. What if
So I
this
guess
is like
nothing
a very...
important goes in that bag.
Wait, I kind of whisper, it's like, wait, aren't we supposed to be trying to destroy these artifacts?
Yeah, we could put the gauntlets in there and just keep opening and checking to see if maybe they're gone. At which point, the Heroes of the Shard cannot Put all the items together and we win.
DM question: do I know
Yeah.
where things go when they fall out the bottom of a bag of holding?
Do not know where they go. You're not even sure, Marsh, if they're destroyed. You just know they cease to be in this bag.
Oh, okay. So
If
there's
they
not.
end up just somewhere else, I don't think.
Yeah, the problem is solved.
I don't think that solves the problem. It just kind of forestalls it for later.
Okay. Well, we'll. I guess we'll shelve that plan. So this is gonna be the bag of holding mundane objects, I guess.
Nothing important goes in that
Bag of holding anything we don't care if it doesn't stick around.
That's the bag of Marsh's hoarding.
Oh no, my things.
Yeah.
uh, so I think if I was keeping track, I think there's only one more thing I want to cast Identify on, but it's the thing I have. Does anyone have anything they wanna
I think that covers it for all of us.
We had the
Oh, that mask, right?
yeah, we had the fancy mask, and we also had the crystal orb or whatever it was from the castle.
Like the scrying ball.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to take one slot for myself. I mean, I guess
Of course.
first I'll detect. Wait, is detect magic a level 1 spell, or is it a? I think I can cast as a ritual, can't I?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure as an artificer you can. I'd have to look it up.
Okay. I think it has the ritual tag. I think I can just cast it as a ritual. So.
Yeah, so it takes
I
10
guess
minutes plus the time of the spell.
So what are you casting it on?
Just the mask and the glass ball thing, just to like really double check their magic before I use a slot on them.
Absolutely. So the mask does not glow with any sort of magical hue.
Okay.
The scrying ball, it does, but it flickers. Like it's kind of not
Okay.
strong.
Well, that's kind of what I wanted to hear. I was hoping they weren't both magic, but if only one of them's sort of magic, I will just throw a identify on the scrying ball. So, I'm gonna roll a d20.
Definitely.
3, so good.
Yep, good to go. So the scrying ball, and it actually doesn't take a lot. Like you can kind of deduce some of this yourself. It looks like your typical kind of scrying ball that you would see at like a fortune teller hut, with people that are so inclined to sort of look into things that are maybe not obvious to others. But because there's a crack in it, reckon it's not a perfectly functioning at all scrying ball.
Oh, actually, while Detect Magic is still going, the rudimentary handcuffs, are those magical?
They are magical.
Wow.
Yes, if you pull out your handcuffs, they do glow.
I absolutely pull out the handcuffs.
Okay.
Actually, while I'm at
glow.
it, the bag of feathers, the bag of gems as well that I got off that table.
No, the feathers and gems do not glow.
Okay.
I guess I'll also just sweep this room with detect magic, just in case there's no, like, I don't know, invisible camera in here or something, while I'm using this spell.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. Other than the items you have on you, there's only one other glow in the room. It's kind of at the far back in one of the casks that's roped up against the far wall, so that they don't slide around. There's just a small glow.
Have to check that out. I'll just mark that on the. Actually, should we just deal with that now?
We should deal with that now.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll just mosey on. Well, there's 2 more things I want to identify, but I guess I'll just kind of mosey on over and try
We've got
to
3 more days.
Identify the source of this.
And correct me if I'm wrong. The pearl, like the casting identify, you just need the item. It doesn't expend it, right?
Yep,
so
correct.
you have this pearl. Nice.
Forever.
Yep.
Until we put it in the bag of holding and it gets lost.
Yeah, love it.
Yes. Yep. Nope. Got it forever. So yeah, I'll try to suss out that glow.
Okay. It would. You just gotta climb over a bunch of stuff in the storage room. It's not necessarily the hardest climb, but you're probably trying to be super delicate and not step into things that look fragile.
I mean, it's our room.
Yeah, that's a good point. The cask that you get to where the glow is still emanating, it's not locked or anything. The lid is easy enough to take off, and it is filled with a bunch of glass, like vials, potions, kind of things. But only one of them is glowing, and it's near the bottom.
Can I can I nicely dig down there to grab it, or do I have to get through a bunch of clutter first?
There's a bunch of clutter to get through, but I think if you're trying to be somewhat careful and you're just not just punching your way through, you're able to
punch.
Snake your hand around things, move some with the other, get a little deeper down, and you can totally grab the potion at the bottom. It just takes a bit of time.
Worst comes to worst, I would just unload it carefully over a long period of time.
Yeah. You can do it without breaking anything.
Cool. So yeah, I pull out the thingy.
Are you casting Identify on it? Sorry?
Not right away, no.
It's a potion?
It's a potion.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to give a visual look first before.
Yeah, no, definitely. So this is in kind of one of those awkward triangle sort of bottles, and it's just got this really pleasant muted pink kind of tinge to it. It looks pretty to look at.
Okay, I'll just kind of set it aside for now. I don't think this potion is probably spying on us, but I will keep it out just in case we want to check this out. I think I will. Oh, does ritual casting roll the wild magic table too?
Oh.
It's still casting a spell, so I imagine it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just double checking.
Wait, but did you cast it? You cast it as a cantrip, though, right?
No.
Detect magic? No.
Detect magic is a level 1 spell.
Oh, never mind. Then, yeah.
Want me to? I forgot about it. Do you want me to retroactively roll for it?
Yeah, definitely. Please and thank you.
Okay, 18.
Good to go.
So let's see here. I got one more level 1 slot, but I think I can actually just use my level 2 slots as well to cast Identify, so let's just get everything done in one go.
Are you able to ritual cast Identify?
I don't think so.
You should be able to.
Unless his the trait that he has is specifically you can ritual cast Detect Magic.
Give me 1 second here.
You can even have 3.
But not 4. 4 is asking too much.
Known spells. Oh, there we go. It has the R. It has the R tag, which.
If it has the R tag, it can be ritual cast.
Then it's a ritual cast.
Yeah, it's
okay.
possible. It's possible to ritual cast it, but for ritual casting, you require a feature that allows you to ritual cast.
Yeah, he's a wizard.
Yeah, sorry, I'm actually not super familiar with ritual casting. It's just sometimes I play with players that have it, so I might have just been making some assumptions on how it works.
Yeah, based off of the ritual spells thing, you can ritual cast Detect Magic, but I'm not sure you've got the feature that allows you to just ritual cast any ritual spell, period.
Okay, I mean, I'll just, for
might be a
now,
thing.
I think I'll just use the slots, but I will start reading about... I will double check that as we're going along.
If you're a wizard, you can ritual cast any wizard spell that has the ritual tag on it.
Yeah, I'm seeing artificers can cast ritual spells as a ritual spell if they have those spells prepared, which you do today.
Okay.
They don't need the ritual caster feat.
Okay, neat.
Is what D&D Beyond is saying.
Thank you. Well, I guess that means I don't even need to worry about slots because everything I've cast today has been ritual. Yeah, let's go to the. Thanks for checking it out. Let's go to the manacles then.
The handcuffs.
What do my kinky handcuffs tell me?
All right. So Marsh, as you're going through them, I imagine you're kind of holding them in your hands.
Just I don't know,
And
playing with the chain if there is one.
yeah, there's a chain between them. They're not fuzzy, but you
Darn.
you identify these as handcuffs of pleasure and pain.
Gasp.
So yeah, big surprise. So to whoever is wearing them, there's a random chance for them to feel like stinging, burning pain when they're locked up, or like tingly, delightful pleasure. It's just like a roulette of those two things.
I'll just slide those back to Naroke.
These were found in Alferia's personal bedchamber, by the way.
Yeah, I bet they
Yep.
Cool. Okay, and the last thing, which is the one me thing, is I will want to identify the mystery box.
The mystery box. Okay.
I remembered the mystery box.
The mystery box. All right.
It is not magical.
Aww.
So you take the box in hand, and if you recall, you could shake it, and you could hear something rattling around inside. And it just what Identify is telling you is that it is a magically sealed box that has no purpose. Like it has been sealed magically, but there's no school of magic tied to it that you can figure out. It's just like oddly, perfectly sealed.
Magic box with no purpose. I mean, maybe we could use this to fool somebody, I guess.
It's got
wait.
sharp corners.
I was the one that was fooled.
Very tempted to do the "I told you so" dance.
Well, my disappointment right now. I just kind of sadly put that back in my old bag of holding.
Do you tell Nick, or do you keep that to yourself?
I'd mention it very sadly.
Sorry,
cool.
bud.
But hey, you still got a magic item out of the deal.
Yeah, it's like maybe it'll be like a good prank Rubik's Cube for a wizard or something. Try to figure this puzzle out, and then
Or
I
if you're
just
gambling
leave.
and you need to bet something.
Yeah, but most people I don't think would gamble for a mystery prize in a box.
You're right, they wouldn't.
I can feel that disappointment from here.
Just the sheer contempt radiating off of me right now.
Okay, well, you know what? Okay, now that I know this is a ritual spell, let's just do the potion I just found. Maybe I did get something cool.
So this beautiful light pink potion, it's a potion of barkskin.
Okay, that's handy. I'll take it. I assume if it's in this room, it's good for the taking. It's just like, it's just part of the room and board.
Is
Well,
it though?
It's part of the room, and there are boards in here. So that's the room and board.
Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna mope and hang out with the bard the rest of the day. Seems like that list is done.
And Anthony is definitely like onto your troubles and feels really bad about it. So the entire time he's trying to like sing you songs about like boxes that are useful. Be
Wait,
like,
how does
"What's
he
the good
know?"
things about boxes. He's got this like keen sort of sense about what ails you. He's like, you can hold kittens in a box, kittens in a box. Like kind of thing.
I just kind of sadly mentioned, not in this box, as I just kind of put it on the table.
Yeah. But I don't think he's too interested in your box. Just trying to, I don't know, cheer you up in his weird way.
Not even. Oh, I was hoping maybe I can kind of trick him into being interested in the box, but it looks like that's a no-go.
Nope. Maybe others, but Anthony just wants to play his lute and sing funny songs.
Ugh.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. I imagine at some point you mosey on back to the room for the evening.
Yep.
Okay. So your travels to Greenspire, the port of Greenspire, are pretty mellow. Endress seems kind of torn between like giving you guys space and like sort of wanting to talk to you. At one point, Nick, you see her, and it looks like she's like trying to pump herself up, and she's moving towards you, and then she gets this look of like nope, can't do it, can't do it. Like turns back around, goes
Courage
down.
abandoned her
Yeah.
in her time of need.
And at this point, you know where her room is, so you guys are free to go to her if you wish. But she seems to still be giving you space while she kind of works up the courage to be more chummy with you.
I think if we went to her, it might literally kill her.
Okay.
Only one way to find out. I'm gonna knock on her door.
Oh, you're gonna knock on the door of Endress, eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, this is the next day. And she kind of you hear scurrying behind her door, and it peeks open a crack, and she just looks and goes, "Hey, hi, Sir Darwin. How can I help you?" She's kind of like buzzing and just like opens it wider.
So this forest you said that we're going to.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of things are we to be expecting there?
Lots of plants and lots of animals. A lot of them very angry and magical. The bomb that was dropped there was kind of like of a naturistic intent. A lot of earth magic fell in the vicinity, so things flourished and grew there like you wouldn't believe, but in a very violent way.
So essentially we're going to be expecting something like a Pomeranian, but the size of like a horse. And
Yeah,
much
I
more
suppose.
violent.
And like a dandelion, but instead of petals, it has teeth.
That sounds exciting. I look forward to meeting the Teethalion. What would you advise as precautionary measures prior to going?
Well,
like, is fire going to be useful against these plants, or have they built up a resistance to said fire due to the magical influence?
gonna pull out like a little book and some glasses and like, well, according to my research, there is no kind of magical inclination to be stronger to fire, so I would say fire is a really good bet. It's also going to draw more of the creatures near, so I would say just use it intellectually. You shouldn't have any problem with that.
Of course not. What are there any? What sort of things can we do to not get eaten, or to reduce the chance of getting eaten?
To reduce the chance, I have been studying a lot of the pre-war magic that was used, and I think I have devised a little. It's kind of like a perfume that's going to sort of mask our scent, and maybe mask is not the right word. It's going to make us smell like we belong. So we're less appealing to things that are looking for, the smell of something that shouldn't be there.
Is this perfume going to attract certain beasts?
I hope not. I don't think it should.
So you're not smothering us in musk. Good.
No, nothing of the sort.
And what would you say is the most dangerous creature we may encounter?
If I had to guess, I would say it's the Hypnotoad.
And what makes the Hypnotoad so terrifying?
Well, those that see it would probably say its size, because its size is quite alarming. But it also secretes this really weird kind of slime that renders the people that touch it kind of paralyzed.
How big is it? Are we talking cattle, or are we talking small house? Or are we talking big house?
House. Not house. She's gonna look kind of around and look at you and be like like 2.5 of you stacked up.
That's a lot of toad.
That is a lot
feel
of
like
toad.
That's real close to a house.
Especially at Naroke size.
You're 8 feet.
Yeah, 8'2", I think I was. Yeah, 8'2".
I guess I'm okay. Maybe it's small house.
That's small house size.
Yeah, all right. Never mind. Small house. I'm thinking 2 people stacked on top of each other is not as.
Because that's like
as a
20
house,
feet.
But, yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe small house.
And aside from don't hug it and get covered in its slime, what would you say is the best way to deal with it?
I've been studying the area, especially since you guys contacted me. So I'm pretty sure I've deduced what the safest way to get around is. So if everything goes according to plan, we shouldn't see much of anything at all. Just the lowly, smaller kind of creatures. But I do know that...
In the event of, because in our line of work, the worst case situation occasionally does still happen.
So this particular breed of toad, if the worst should come to happen as you fear, and that's why you're the heroes, they have very terrible eyesight. Just the worst eyesight. So honestly, if we were to hide, they have no sense of smell, really no sense of taste from what I can tell. So hiding is really effective, and after a while they lose interest and go away on their own.
So it's basically the don't move and it can't see you kind of situation. Okay.
I would say move, get out of the way, duck down, and then when it comes leaping to find you, it's probably not going to know. It's not great with like colors and shapes. So really, we're going to see it before it sees us, and I think we'll be okay.
Good to know.
But when in doubt, I guess you could just stab it.
Any particularly squishy spots to stab it in?
I'd say its eyes.
So the thing that can't see is best to stab it in the eyes. Okay.
Yeah. You asked for a squishy spot.
I did ask for a squishy spot, and eyes tend to be squishy. Yeah, if you stab something in the eye and your weapon ricochets off, you've got problems.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Andris,
go ahead.
If when we get to Greenspire, there have been arrangements made for accommodations before we head out. So I'd love to convene with all of you guys then and just kind of talk about the game plan before we go.
That would be appreciated. And just so that I understand the situation, are you intent on joining us in the venture into the city, or are you leading us there and then we're meeting you after?
My understanding of the contract is that I was getting you both in and out of the city.
Okay, but you're not joining us in the city.
No, I will join you there as well.
Okay.
I need to see you guys safely. Although with your reputation, you're probably going to see me out safely.
That is more likely the case. But I just wanted to be certain so that we knew that if we were having you stay outside the city while we ventured in, that we would be able to make sure that there was a safe place for you to hide during that time.
Of course. But if you'll recall, I am your way into the city.
I mean, like once you had gotten us to the city. That is what I meant.
Right. But I will, sorry, I should be more clear. I will get you into the castle.
Okay. That is where my misunderstanding was coming.
I am your ticket in.
Well, we very much look forward to your services.
Stop hitting my keyboard with your tail.
And I am so grateful for the chance to help my all-time favorite heroes of all time. Did I say all time already? I probably did.
At least once.
I'll let you go then. Darwin, thank you. Sir Darwin. I'm just gonna like bow real low and
Naroke will nod to her and then head back to the room. And then express to the rest of the group kind of like what we're in for. And she said that if we encounter a giant hypnotoad, the best strategy is to stab it in the eyes.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Sure.
All right. So, your days on the Highland Blush, with Nick and Naroke occasionally making their presence known, and Marsh, I assume, hitting up Anthony for all sort of bardic relief.
And fishing.
And fishing, yeah, and fishing. You're easily able to catch fish here and there, without the help of Naroke stopping you from going overboard. Really getting into the hang of fishing.
Nice.
Raptor stays in the room.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much use for him to like wander. It's not like he has to stretch his legs or anything.
Fair enough. The 4 days journey goes by quite quickly. It's beautiful there. There's no more goose gull attacks that you're aware of. It's really quite peaceful, actually. No storms, smooth sailing. And when you come onto the 4th morning, it's quite early when there's a knock at your door that awakes you. And slightly muffled from behind the door, you hear, "This is Fellerock. We're almost at Greenspire now. Ready yourselves and come on deck."
Greatly appreciated. And Naroke will roll out of bed and go and start donning his armor.
I expected you to be like, Naroke rolls over and falls back asleep.
No, Naroke wants to be off the boat.
Okay.
The sooner he has to stop pretending that he's the face of a party, the better.
We're gonna have Endress with us. So you're gonna have to keep pretending for a while.
But that's pretending for one person who's already smitten with us, not pretending for a crew of ship.
True. You can probably get away with a lot for how much he likes you. Okay. I'm going to assume you're all willing to join up on deck.
Yep.
No, I stay in bed. No, I come.
I refuse.
I can't leave a life of the sea anymore.
I am one with the bunk.
All right, so when you guys mosey your way up onto deck, First Mate Fellerock and Captain Dry Eyes, and even most of the crew is already on deck while the ship is kind of gliding through a very light haze, like an early morning fog. And you can see a large lighthouse visible north of this town that is now becoming visible as you're getting closer to it. The town itself seems quite big, even from this distance. Maybe not city size, but certainly not a small town.
Is it always this foggy when you pull into town?
Are you asking someone?
Yeah, probably Fellerock. I imagine Dry Eyes can't see the fog, so...
Yo. It's not uncommon. Fog happens on the water all the time. I can't say I'm super familiar with this port myself, but I wouldn't be concerned. It's just fog.
Fair enough.
So the ship is pulling in closer to the dock, and you kind of see, or you hear this before you sort of see it. There's a bunch of shouts and screaming coming from further into the town.
That's great.
And as you pull closer, you can see that there's a ruckus with some of the dock workers, while some of them are running into town and others are running to the shore and trying to fend off an attack from these large black and red shapes that are suddenly becoming crabs the closer you get to them.
I think there's a cream for that.
And they appear to be amassing on the beach and look like they're trying to press their way into town with some people trying to fend off the attack.
Is the wildlife normally like this?
Are crab attacks a thing?
How far away from Elderwood or Elderspire? What?
Greenspire.
Greenspire. Well, the place where the bomb dropped.
Oh, from the bomb. Sorry. So Elderwood.
Elderwood. How far away from that are we?
You're like, I suppose Endress could readily give you this. You're about a week travel.
Okay, so we're not right by it, so this probably isn't like that causing the crabs to go buck wild. This is just crabs.
It might just be the normal crabs.
Just be how crabs do, I guess.
Good eatings.
Good. Yeah. Actually, that's really a good point. I love crab. There's a lot of meat.
Crabs are delicious.
Anyways, so the captain is just like poised and ready, and he gets the boat steered right to the dock, and he's like shouting. He's like, "Fellerock, you and the twins secure the blush to the dock. Sorry, help anyone who's been injured. Get them to safety. The rest of you to arms." And then the captain's gonna look back at you three and say, "We could use your muscle out there." But he doesn't wait for a response. He's already rushing off to the plank and onto the docks.
Naroke's already got weapon in hand. He's wanting lunch. Or I guess breakfast at this point. And as you said, crabs are good eating.
Same. I am also participating.
Yeah.
Although Naroke is specifically going to grab is going to be running out there with his hammers.
With his hammers.
Hammers, plural. Yes.
Multiple hammers. All right. So yeah, you follow the lead of captain and crew, and find yourself on the beaches of Greenspire. I don't know if you can see the words boat over here.
Yes. Well, I see the letters B, O, and A.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see the T kind of meshed into the shore.
I realized that I needed a boat marker and then just wrote that. So that's where the boat is, just for reference. As you rush to the shore with the rest of the crew who's helping out and some town villagers, and all around you, coming from the sea here, are these large, very large crabs that do not look friendly, and they are just, pinching away and stuffing up in your grill. Can you guys please roll me initiative?
$19.
Ooh, 21.
1.
15.
Naroke at a 15, not bad. I feel like Naroke usually have a really low initiative.
I can actually
He really
get
wants
0
crab.
as my initiative.
Marsh, what's your dexterity modifier?
+2.
+2, okay.
Though not as bad as Krung from Sarah's game, I could have gotten a -1 initiative.
Really?
Yep, -2 to dexterity.
Ooh, that's rough.
He was a
Yeah,
turtle.
that's
He
pretty
didn't
rough.
care. He wasn't going fast anyways.
All right. So, on this beach here, crabs are coming up from the shore. Some have already made it behind you, but they are being fought off by other people, crew and townsfolk alike. And Marsh, you're with Raptor on the beach. What are you going to do?
Well, let's see here. I think I will, the crab that's kind of to my northeast, I will, shoot a, firebolt at him. 13.
13 does not hit.
Tough crabs.
Nimble crab. Okay, and then I will tell the raptor to attack. So, go in for a raptor attack. That's a nat 1.
Oh man, could you please roll me that severity?
So this one is also like D4, D100?
No, this is just a straight D100.
Yeah, it's just the Wild Magic Stars. It's the D4 and D100.
46?
40. Okay, yeah, 46. You know what? Not so bad. So Raptor, ever having a lot of success with his bite attack, goes in to kind of parry sort of one of his crab claws with his teeth. But he misses and buries his head in the sand.
Aww.
He's a sandy raptor.
Some of the ostrich just...
Essentially. Anything else for you there, Marsh?
I think that's all. I'll just kind of take like one step back just to make sure the crab and raptor are the I have the raptor between me and the crab, so that's my turn.
Smart. All right, Nick, what you got for me?
I'm gonna go up to this crab that's currently got 2 other guys on him, and go in with the sword cane attack.
All right.
It's a 13.
13 does not hit.
Okay. Oh, the other one was a natural 20. And then the offhand attack. That's a 9. That's not going to hit either.
No rebounds, just off that shell.
Really tough crabs. All right, that's all I got.
Hidden in its weak point for massive damage.
Well, hit him in his weak point, Naroke. You are up.
Also, I made a mistake. I don't have 2 warhammers. I have a warhammer and a war pick.
Okay.
That still seems like ideal crab eating tools.
Yep.
100%.
Smash.
Smash and bite. Alrighty, so running in first with the hammer, and I'm going to bring that down on this joyous little crab here.
All right.
So that is the war hammer. Does a 24 hit?
24 hits. Yep. Go figure.
That is 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Points of bludgeoning. All right. So you could hear that nice little crack, and then like the little as you land a solid blow, and it's not looking happy at you.
And now that the shell is a little less happy, I'm going to take the pick in the other hand, bring that one down. Which, do I get apply my modifier for the offhand attack with the 2-weapon fighting ability?
Do you have the feat? Is it a feat in 5e?
Well, anyone can dual wield, but there's also, I took the dual wielder feat. No, so it just, so I still did not get to apply my dex bonus, or my strength bonus to the swing. So that is a 10.
10. Will not hit.
Okay, so pick goes into the sand.
Yeah. Dull thud, not the sound you want to hear. All right. So, Crabby turn. Raptor. Talking to you, Raptor. Crab over here. While he is, predisposed, gnawing at the sand, he's going to go in for like a crab smash attack on him.
Crab slap.
Crab smash.
Oh. So I'm going to assume 11 doesn't hit Raptor's AC.
Nope, missed.
Okay. And then with the second swing with his other crabby thing, kind of the same deal. That's 1. All right. So what he does as he goes, he misses with the first claw, and as he goes to grab with the second claw, he ends up catching it in his own other claw and squeezing down on it, and you see him kind of like writhe in pain a little bit.
I kind of feel bad fighting these crabs now.
And then, go on.
I was going to say, as someone who has watched my snake bite his own tail while trying to get his food, yeah, that is the thing that absolutely happens.
I think I've seen a video of that.
And then he's confused as to why his tail hurts.
Coming out of the water here is going to mass over to you, Naroke, and is going to take a swing. 18, does that hit your AC?
That just hits.
Yeah, all right. Crab attack.
Crab battle!
So 2 points of like backhand bludgeoning damage.
Oof. Wait, we've had a long rest since. I should do that.
My apologies. You have had a long rest. Several, in fact. All of your spells, if you didn't do it, Marsh, are replenished.
Didn't actually need to use any slots, luckily.
That works out.
I hadn't long rested since we fought the seagulls.
Important to do. And then with the second attack, Naroke, yes! It's a nat 20!
Bring it on.
I never got these off you. All right. So he lands with the first one. I like to think it kind of catches you off guard because it's like, why is dinner fighting back? And then it manages to get like a good upswing on your chin.
How big are these crabs? They hit my chin at 8'2".
How big are these crabs? All right, so these things are it's a medium beast, but with quite a reach because their claws are so ginormous. These are not little shore crabs. They were quite large enough that you could see them as you were coming into dock. They are very large beasts. In fact, You guys remember reading back in Falkreath that the town there had a problem with some killing crabs, and they were asking people to kill them for money and try and cull the population.
We didn't call the population, they followed
skipped
us
that,
here.
and that's why we're fighting them now.
May or may not be killing crabs that are trying to ransack.
It's a game of choices.
Yeah, we didn't choose to cull the population then, so now we're suffering the consequences of their population exploded during the 4 days on our way here.
Yeah, exactly.
The
That's
eggs
right,
hatched.
And the Krabby over here is...
How much damage does he do?
Oh,
With that
sorry,
critical
that was
hit to
5.
my chin.
Yeah, I rolled absolute garbage, and it's 5 damage.
I'm gonna eat you.
The second one is going to do the exact same thing as Brethren, and that was a 2 on the first attack.
Yeah, no.
You need to tell me. And 4 on the second.
Still no.
You dodge. Yeah. I don't know if you want to jump these swings or like matrix back them, but...
No, I'm pretty sure Depart's like held up my like war pick and it's just like slapping the end of the war pick. It's like that's not very effective.
Love it. So this crab is going to try and saunter over into town. And then Crabbo over here, Nick, actually doesn't even notice you because it's still was in a game of, high five with some of the NPCs there already. And what happens to them? Ooh. All right, so Buddy Boy in front of you here, you see him drop like a ton, like just a sack of bricks.
Uh-oh.
Better kill them faster.
Yeah, that probably didn't show up.
You can put a skull icon on them.
Can
Or
you
just-
really?
Or if you just
Well,
click on the
Yeah,
icon,
there's
then
this little...
underneath you can put symbols on them.
Yeah, see that? You highlight the token, and then it's the button at 6 o'clock. That lets you put icons on things.
I can put like this guy that's bent down in pain. Okay, really cool. So he is indeed probably bent down in pain, and he drops. The other NPC here manages to stave off the attack. Yeah, and that's gonna take us to these two following behind and top of the order. Marsh, what you got for me?
I think I'm just going to try another firebolt. 14?
14 does not hit.
Okay, I'm getting there slowly. And Raptor... 16?
A 16 will hit the crab.
There we go. Ooh, 7.
7 damage. Okay. Raptor favors bites, right? Or is it claw this time?
He usually favors claws, actually.
Okay. So he's gonna pull himself up from the sand and just leap in the air, all claws down, rending it across his little claw, which is still pinching his other claw. And you feel he gets a solid blow on it. You can see the hairline fractures where Raptor's claws have grazed against the shell.
Good Raptor. One day I'll hit something with a firebolt.
It's like Jamie and her Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast. You've had Firebolt from the beginning, right?
Actually, I only gained it when I gained level in Wizard a couple sessions ago.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Nick. The move is
I'm going
yours.
to take another couple of swings at this crab in front of me. Does a 16 hit?
16 hits.
Yay! So that, and does sneak attack apply since there's another guy here?
There would, yeah.
Okay. So that is 15 piercing damage.
15 piercing damage. Sorry, this is your cane sword, correct?
Yes.
So, well, you know what? I know how I do it, but how do you want to do this?
I'll go with the meme here and say I stab its weak point for massive damage.
All right, its weak point being like that little area at the back of its, like the top of its head there, where you'd often try to go to just like stick a crab out of its misery. Yeah, you just right clean down in there, and much like that other man that was fighting the crab, it drops, and it's sort of twitching a bit, but you can tell that it's not a threat anymore. As Crabbo, oh, what a cool little thing, is dead. Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, I usually just use the big red X for this thing's dead now.
Let's go to the snail.
Well,
Why
just
is
gonna
there
like
a snail?
it's slowly dying.
I was having fun. Was that everything for you, Nick?
I think I am going to zip over here
Okay.
and then do my offhand attack on that crab. That's a 10. That's not going to hit.
It's a flex, yeah. All right. Naroke, what you got for me?
So was it the crab on my right or the crab on my left that hit me?
It was the crab on your right that hit you.
Okay, attacking the crab on the right then. First off with the warhammer to soften up that shell. Just a 20 hit.
Oh, yeah, 20 hits.
That is 7 bludgeoning damage.
All right. 7 bludgeoning damage. Holy friggin' stromboli.
And I
how
think
do you want
the...
to...
Oh, I was...
Yeah, how do you want to do this, man?
Just straight up to the shoulder of the crab and take off its big honking arm.
With the
hammer.
Hammer, yeah, all right. So it's not like a clean cut.
Oh,
like,
not
say,
by
a
any
blade.
means. It is bludgeoning that thing off its body.
Like, and you get it. You just need one go. Gravity, the weight of it does it, and it splinters off. It's not pretty at the joint there where it was connected. In fact, it like has a whole bunch of hairline fractures that kind of go up the rest of its body. But you take that sucker clean off.
And take the war pick and swing for the other one, but I missed.
Okay. Okay, yeah, an 8. All right. You know what time it is?
Crab time.
All right, Raptor and Marsh.
Trimmerox is like, I arrive and everyone seems crabby.
But also good. So Raptor is gonna take two attacks. The crab finally releases the one claw that it had. Yeah. Realizes that causes pain. Does a 14 hit Raptor's AC?
Just missed it.
Just missed it. Fiddlesticks. And the other one was a 5. Okay. Who earns? The crab is going to come further onto the shore, be in a less rocky area. And otherwise, that's its go. Crab over here is also going to try and move closer into town and take 2 swings at you, Naroke. Both readily missing your ridiculous AC. And Crab over here, Nick, having felt you swing at its backside, is going to raise a claw up to try and like karate chop your face. Does a 3 hit?
No. My AC is pretty low, but it's not that low.
All right, and with the second one, that's nat 1. So Crabby Boy here, having missed with the first chop, is going to try and follow through with the second, and you're able to nimbly dodge out of the way as it plummets its massive claw into the sand, and it kind of does this like pull it out, and you can't speak crab, but you can just tell it's like, oh no.
I have gravely erred.
As it's now trying to flail around to get out. And NPCs are going to try and utilize this. Actually, not bad at all. Okay. And this NPC is going to run over here and try tending to Blue Square Boy. Top of the order, Marsh.
Okay, I guess I will try to mix it up a little bit by doing poison spray. So Crab does a con save. Has to beat a 12.
Con save. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. All right. Their con is all right. That's a 15.
Yeah. And go Raptor, go. Okay. Hey.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, that's beautiful. Nat 20 there.
Cool. And that's 7 damage. That's the same amount of damage I did last time.
Yeah, no, it's great. So how do you want Raptor to do this?
How about he just manages to finish clawing off the one arm that the crab was trying to claw himself off free from?
He sees an opportunity and he just runs with it. Yeah, having already been weakened from the crab's own attack on itself, it falls to the claws of Raptor. And my new favorite thing.
Big heads. No, it's colorful.
With a loud thud, crab falls to the earth. Kind of sprays Raptor with a bit of like crab ichor from the wound in its arm. Raptor doesn't seem to mind.
He's
Just
been
licking
through
his
worse.
chomps.
Is that everything for you, Marsh?
Let's see here. I will. Yeah, I'm just gonna take like a couple steps towards the next crab fight, and that's the end of my turn.
All right. Naroke, what do you got for me?
Naroke is going to once again he soften up this crab with a hammer first.
Did we skip me?
Oh, sorry, we did. Nick, my apologies.
Felt like
Nick.
double in a row.
Sorry.
Nope, that's my bad. Nick, what's up?
Okay. Stab at crab.
Stab at crab.
Stab crab. That is a dirty 20.
Yeah, you better believe that's gonna hit.
And sneak attack?
Yeah, because they got the peeps there for it.
Okay, so that's 9 plus 8. That's 17 piercing damage.
How do you want to do this
Nice.
one now?
I'm sorry I keep one-shotting your crabs.
It's okay.
I think on this one I'm going to try and take his legs out from under it.
Nice. Yeah. I like to think like you definitely cleave off through its size. You get like one side of it just right off and it like tilts down to the ground and falls and just like bleeds to death. Crab bleeds to death. Yeah. It's not looking pretty.
Okay, and how far away is this other one? Yeah, I will zip over to stand next to Naroke, this final crab, and take a swing at it with my offhand attack.
All right.
That's a 12. That's not going to hit.
No, much like before, it bounces off.
You need a harder hitting weapon as your offhand. Although,
It's a big stick. It's about as hard hitting as I can manage, considering I have a strength of 8.
that's fair. Although at least you're hitting with your rapier now, because I remember the first couple sessions you never hit with your rapier, but you hit everything and killed it with your offhand.
Hand.
Yep.
Yeah. Shifted now. So now it is Naroke, the other end.
Do you want me to reroll my swing for the Warhammer, or just roll with that one?
You can roll with that one.
Okay. Does 16 hit?
Right. So 16 hits.
Okay. Crack down on
give
the
me that
shell with that. That is 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right. That's a hefty blow.
And then
Okay.
coming in with the war pick for that is a 12, so that does not hit.
12. No, it does not.
Hitting with the hammer, but not with the pick.
Reverberates back. Kind of parries it, slaps that out of the way, like he don't got time for that.
I'm going to eat you. And that ends my turn.
Okay. So you guys can hear the bubbling and churning of the waters at a couple points into the waves there. You don't see anything yet, but you definitely, there's some sounds of unease coming from the sea. And Krabby Boy here, he's going to take two 2 smacks at you, Naroke.
He's welcome to try.
Try indeed. 17 doesn't hit, right?
17 just hits.
Oh, it just hits. Sweet.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't have my shield on right now because I'm dual wielding.
12 was not going to do it. So you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof.
You're probably fine, but I take what I can get. Especially when it comes to Naroke. So hit with the one swing, missed with the other.
Okay.
And then this NPC here is going to take a pot shot at him with his bow. And miss. Top of the order, Marsh, what do you got for me?
I will just switch back to Firebolt. Pew pew. Nope, 24. I guessing that hits.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Roll me that damage.
Roast that crab.
4 fire damage.
4 fire damage?
Yep. Okay.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, just torso shot. Nothing creative.
All right. Yeah, no, for sure. I like to think you probably get under it a little bit. Like you're kind of aiming, like starting low, aiming up.
I can picture I drop prone now.
Yeah, good. And then Naroke and Nick are able to see, like, as it's rearing up to be all like crazy and attack you, you just see flames come out from under it and like burn its face off.
Oh no.
And it screams and writhes to the ground.
Aw.
Before dying, but also cooking slightly. And something smells really good. Naroke?
Does anyone have butter?
Nope.
And so to the sea, where you heard kind of the sounds of bubbles and churning waves, the sound and the waves and the bubbles are sort of receding back further into the sea. And the waves calm. Just
Either
to
we
their
won
normal
or we're
time.
about to get hit with a tidal wave. I'm not sure which.
Is the sea going away or just the crabs?
The tide is still coming and flowing gently now,
Okay.
but there's no like crazy churning and bubbling.
Is there a rock nearby?
Yeah, definitely there's a rock nearby.
Naroke's gonna pick up a rock and throw it at where he saw the bubbles.
Yeah, make me a strength, just a strength check. Let's do that.
How does the nat 20 do?
Oh, friggin' dick. All right. So you pick up this rock, and I like to think it's a pretty hefty rock because like a normal rock to you is going to be much bigger than the average rock to a normal person, an other person, I should say, not normal. And you get a good throw. You feel it. Your whole body's into it. You follow through. Into the water it goes, and after a moment, the corpse of one of these crabs just floats to the top and starts to like slowly lull itself. Hang on, let's do this way. It just slowly starts to come closer with the waves to the shore. Congratulations!
That'll teach.
Naroke's going to get breakfast, and he's going to pick up that crab.
Oh my god. Well done.
It's like, when is Naroke going to get a good roll? When it doesn't fucking matter.
I mean, you're still winning. You got him.
We solved your crab puzzle.
No crab survivors.
Yeah, the genocide of the crabs. So all around you, other townsfolk and like so you can see people that clearly look like guards, and some of the crew from the Highland Blush are all like finally like dealing the final blow to the crabs that they're fighting, and everything seems to quiet down now. You see Endress on the shore there, and she's tending to one of the wounded civilians, casting what looks like a healing spell on him.
Oh good, she's got magic.
And then there, as you collect yourself and Naroke, I imagine when you say you're going to get breakfast, you're just hanging out on the beach like.
The crab that I just beamed with the rock, I have now gone like grabbed the like claw and like hoisted up on my shoulder. I'm taking this thing to town. I will find someone to cook this thing for me.
That is specifically your... Okay, love it. So the dust, or the sand, as it were, settles, and people are starting to like try and mosey the wounded back into town and settle themselves. And you see a large human man approach the beach rather, and he seems super thankful just to everyone that came out for the assistance. And he's like shaking the hand of like Balor and Jonesy and other crew members. He gets to the captain and shakes his hand. And you hear him say, "We're very grateful for the assist. What did you lot say your names were?" And the captain's gonna kind of pat him on the back and be like, "I'm Dry Eyes, but you should be thanking these folks here. These are the heroes of the Shard you be owing your thanks to."
Just give
And
a
then-
nervous thumbs up. Yeah, that's us.
Yeah, definitely us.
Naroke has the crab over his shoulder. He cares not.
And he's gonna... You see him go to approach you, Naroke, kind of with his hand out, and kind of sees the giant claw that you're holding.
Naroke will get a nice, good, solid grip over the crab with one arm, reach out his other hand.
Lovely. He takes it, and he's gonna say that the heroes in my fair town, I never thought I'd be seeing the day. Yous and yours are always welcome anytime here. If there's anything I can do to help yous out, please ask.
Well, I've got a mighty large crab here. I'm wondering if there's someone in town that could cook this up. Preferably with a lot of butter.
I'm sure as we be having some butters, you can take that to Tally's Tavern and Inn. Tally will
Tally's.
help you out.
Good to know. Would you mind guiding us there? Or at least giving us the directions?
Yeah, certainly. Certainly. Yous can follows me's.
DM, I have a question.
Yes, what's up?
Does this guy look like Squirrely Dan?
Yes, he kind of does.
I do not know who Squirrely Dan is.
From Letterkenny. He talks exactly like Mel's talking now.
So the captain and the rest of the crew of the Highland Blush, they're not going to ask you to come help out with the ship there, but the captain will explain that they're going to go just reassess the ship, make sure it's docked safely. And he's going to remind you that as per the agreement, the ship is at your disposal. We're to bring you here and then wait for your return. So unless you want to order them otherwise, they're going to stay docked here at Greenspire.
Is that safe? I say in my head quietly.
I was going to say, you don't have to give me your answer now, but get back to me within the day. Otherwise, we'll just wait here for your return.
All right, I'll check in with our guide and make sure that here's where we're coming back to.
Great, thank you. And he'll mosey off to the Highland Blush. The guard-looking fellow is waiting to take you into town if you want to join. You follow him.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. So Naroke's gonna specifically lead you to a large building because you had asked to go to Tally's Tavern and Inn. And you can see on like a wooden swinging post that's like beautifully engraved into the wood there. It's gonna say, "This is the place you's be needin's here. Anything else I can do's for you?"
I think we're good for now. Thanks very much.
You've been a
Sure.
marvelous help.
Anything for the heroes. And unlike the crew, he doesn't bow. It's almost like he's heard of you and he appreciates you, but he's not feeling like he's in the presence of royalty.
Okay, good.
Good.
Walks off. Yeah. And so you know what? With that, you guys making it successfully into Greenspire and fending off the crabs, I think we're going to take a break here. And then we will resume very shortly.
Do we
All
level
right.
up from successfully fending off crabs?
Do not
Crab
level up
levels.
yet. No, you don't. Even with
springs
that
eternal.
rock shot. Okay, and we're
I
back
do
to
appreciate the
Bethesda.
fact that it's like I want this random bullshit roll. Nat 20. It's like par for the course.
Yeah,
It's like I'm gonna pull this
yeah,
chain out of the wall. Give it a try. Nat 20.
Of course. Yeah, if you rolled a 13, I'd have been like, I don't know, it hits the water, but damn, 20.
Alrighty, we'll be back.
10 or so. Fine.
Boop, we are back.
Hooray! Hello, welcome back. Thanks for bearing with us on our little break there.
Mortals.
So our heroes of the Shard have just fended off a attack of killing crabs with the aid of some townsfolk from Greenspire and the Highland Blush crew. And we're now following a guardy-looking fellow into town who has shown them where the tavern is.
And now we're going to get the locals' help with cooking this big fucking crab I dragged in.
Because why not?
Priority number 1, cook the crab.
Yep.
The fresher, the better.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's probably a good thing my poison spell missed. Now that I think about it, I know it's not the same crab, but
That's a good point.
Thinking about that now.
Yeah, poison spray, the village eats it, half of them die.
Oh my god. That's awful. Like, also kind of morbidly hilarious. Like, yay, the hero saved us. Like, it's really on brand for them.
We need to get in their heads, which means screwing over a bunch of random people, which seems to be their MO.
Yeah, no, that definitely fits in line. Like, save them, but not really. So you guys are now at the Tally's Tavern and Inn, one of the larger buildings in the town.
How hard is it to get this crab through the front door?
It's actually not that hard. It's not like one of our sort of single doors where you normally have to like duck down Naroke because they're 6'8" or whatever a regular door is.
Yeah.
I'd say you still have to duck down a little tiny smidgen, but it's also quite wide.
Okay. So I'm gonna push through the door, just dragging this big ass freaking crab along, and just kind of drag it over towards the counter. So I was told that you'd be able to help cook this up for me.
And so there's a couple like humans working like down the long bar, and they sort of stop what they're doing and look up. And the person that you're closest to is a gnome on stilts. And the gnome's gonna turn around to reveal this like, she's got like just spiky brown hair. And she's gonna kind of look at you on her stilts and look at the crab claw and be like, "Why would you want to cook your weapon?"
Oh, I've got plenty of other weapons. This one I want to eat.
I'll cook it up for you. Are you gonna share?
I think I can be inclined to share. I've got to keep my delicate body in tone, so I can't gorge myself.
Look you up and down and be like, "Yeah, it'd be a pity to ruin that." Be like, "Hey, Marv, come help the guy with the claw."
Oh, I've got the whole crab with me, not just the claw.
Oh man, okay, that's insane.
Yeah, like I'm holding on to the claw over my shoulder, but like the arm is still attached to the claw, which is attached to the crab. So the whole thing's come with me.
Frig, I like to think that she didn't see the rest of the crab.
So you turned and there's the rest of the crab behind me.
Yeah, you turn to go towards Marv character, and she's just gonna be like, "What the?"
Too late. You've already agreed to it.
So this Marv guy is gonna encourage you to follow him to the back in the kitchens there.
Yeah, I will haul the giant ass crab into the back.
Okay. To the surprise of like several cooks who are gonna help you get it onto, I guess, like a giant island. He's gonna look to you and be like, I can hack this up and get it ready for you. Are you gonna stay?
Yes, please. I'm not as inclined to cook myself. I've tried my hand out a few times, but I'm sure that in your profession you'd be able to do a much better job than I can. As I just kind of look at the dent in the head where the rock hit.
The guy's like, maybe he was born this way, kind of just pushing at the dent. Yeah, as you leave, you can hear the sound of like crab hacking as they go to chop up that sucker for you. I really thought you just brought the like claw.
No, I was holding on to the claw to like, because that was the easiest way to try and counterbalance it.
Right.
But no, the whole crab came with me.
Splendid. But actually, as you enter or leave the kitchen and enter the main sort of tavern part of the inn and tavern, you can see another group of villagers trying to bring another crab in, except whereas you were able to just like haul it kind of one-handed over your shoulder, there's like a group of 5 of them. You know that scene in Friends where they're moving the couch and they're like, pivot, and no one's really being helpful, and they're just trying to get into the doorway with the 5 of them and kind of stuck. But it appears someone's following your lead and wanting to get a crab cooked.
As I see them pulling in, kind of turn back to, I'm assuming Tally is the gnome on stilts?
Tally is probably the gnome on stilts.
It looks like you've got another crab.
As long as they'll share. And she's gonna turn back on her stilts and, like, I don't know, start making drinks.
Gonna turn to them, it's like, are you sharing?
I suppose so. It's rather large.
Naroke will give a hand dragging it in then.
I imagine you just take it into the kitchens there.
Yep, grab it and haul it into the back.
Okay.
Probably dragging a couple of them along with it. It's just like, just grab it and just start walking.
Yeah, that's probably how that goes. And Marsh and Dominic, once the crab crew is gone from the doorway, you see Endress follow in, and her hands are kind of bloody, her clothes are a little bit bloody, probably from tending.
Oh god,
the
she murdered
wounded.
someone.
I'm not implying that she actually murdered anyone.
What's that? You don't like the heroes? Well, you have to die.
It turns out she'll fit right in.
Yeah, someone sassed us slightly and she murdered them.
Oh, that's like a, what's that word? Yandere fan? Is that the version?
Yeah,
It's like
Yandere.
You're crazy, like
Crazy in love with a certain individual and you will kill anyone else who tries to get close to them.
Sorry, that's not her. She comes in looking like a little tired, like she just went through an ordeal, and she's kind of looking around, and then she'll spot you, Nick, and she'll kind of hastily come up and rubbing her bloodied hands on her outfit. And she's gonna say, like, I see you've found the tavern on your own. Sorry I couldn't guide you here.
That's all right. There was a very helpful guard.
I'm glad. This town seems a little strange with its guard presence. I don't know if you've noticed. I've arranged all of your room and board for the time that we need to be here. So just tell Tally who you are and she can show you to your rooms. I'm going to be at the Temple of Nuke, trying to help to some of the wounded still. I just wanted to check in.
Quick question, just so we know what to tell the captain. After we're done in the city, are we coming back here or are we going elsewhere from there?
I believe we're coming back here unless that needs to change for any reason. And then we will be off to, I suppose, whatever your next destination is. I imagine I'll head home.
All right, good to know. I'll send a note over to the captain.
Great, thank you.
And DM, I will send a note over to the captain.
The captain. Yeah.
You're not just saying that and just not telling him?
Note to El Capitan.
And actually, that being said, now this is not Naroke, this is Aaron. It's like, if we told the captain that we aren't going to require his services at this point, any more services at this point, though I may reach out later, and have him leave, if the heroes of the Shard who are inevitably following us arrive, they don't see the boat they hired chilling in port.
So
that is a good point.
Because I imagine that, like, the heroes of the Shard are not too pleased that they just, oh yeah, these other people, we'll totally believe they're the heroes of the Shard and take them along with us and give them a free ride on the hero's coin.
It would be nice to have the ride back, though. I don't know where we're going next.
True, but if we figure out, like, approximately how long we'll be, and tell them, it's like, you can, it's like, head out of port for the time being, we'll be back in, and then give it, like, an extra day or two leeway, just so that way the heroes of the Shard don't show up and decide to murder everyone on board for leaving them high and dry.
That is a good point.
On their
we're going
coin.
You said that it's Elder Grove we're going to, right?
We're going to Elderborough City about 7 weeks in. I will say, like
7 weeks in?
Sorry, 7 days.
Yeah, I was just like 7 weeks. That's a long trip then.
So if we say, hey, come back in 2 weeks, plus a couple of days.
Yeah, couple rummaging around the city days.
No, hands down, you own them essentially. So technically, if you guys said, "Hey, I want you to go dock somewhere far away for 2 weeks and then come pick us up,"
It seems to be
in my note that I send them. Then I will say, "Hey, we won't need you for 2 weeks. Do whatever. Don't be here."
Yeah, they do like trading and stuff. I imagine they could easily keep occupied while we're gone.
Yeah, they had fish boat. Yeah, all right. So I can have it. So you send a detailed note to the captain, explaining that they are to make themselves scarce while you're not needing their assistance and not be in this port in particular for 2 weeks and to return around 2 weeks.
Yep. And then wait for us.
And then wait. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You can have that note sent off to the captain.
Yeah, let's not have our ride murdered.
Would they? Yeah, okay. They might get murdered. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you're shooting yourself in the foot at that point if you just murder people that are helping you, but
no,
I digress.
No, we're worried about the heroes murdering.
The heroes,
yeah,
the actual heroes of the Shard, who
not
paid
us, the
for
fake heroes, but the actual heroes.
Yeah, who paid this crew and hired this boat to cart them, and then left them high and dry to cart some random schmucks under the assumption that they are the heroes of the Shard.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why they would murder them, but you know what? I'd probably be pretty
the money
too, actually. Yeah.
I'd imagine they would be like discreet about it at least about the murdering.
Yeah, they're just gonna pull into port, shank everyone in like ritualistic, just line everyone up and murder them on the docks, and then push them into the water. No, it'd be more subtle. It'd probably blow up the entire boat.
Yeah,
but
no, they all accidentally drowned in an explosion.
No, the boat spontaneously combust. Yeah, I'd just rather our ride not die.
No, that's some smart thinking. Considering you guys would have known anyways, like you got the idea that they were yours to sort of command since you were paying them to do your travel plans. So yeah, you would have.
I mean, it's technically not us doing the pay.
Yeah, we haven't paid them a damn cent.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're the heroes of the Shard.
This is why you don't pay people in advance.
This is why you send a picture.
Like a resume.
No, it's like these are the people you're expecting to have on your boat.
Okay.
I just picture they had a picture of all 5, and then they kind of matched up one of them, and they were like, yeah, close enough.
Yeah, fair enough. Like human paladin full plate, and they just saw like paladins wear full plate. They see you strolling up in full plate.
He's humanoid. It's close enough. His open rates like spontaneous combustion, the #1 cause of death for traders.
True. Yeah. Okay. At the tavern, work it out. Send the note off to the captain. Endris has informed you that you have room and board here, all set up. Go figure. Probably under the hero's dime. So,
Man, where's this credit card we can like?
I know,
this number?
right?
Can we take it?
It's like that black credit card that's in all those like movies and stuff. Like there's no writing, just the card.
Just flash the card, get whatever you want.
Petrus, do you have the card?
Yeah, so it's not early morning anymore. I like to think you're sort of coming into the end of the morning when you're in the tavern. The smell of cooking crab and butter is just wafting through, and all of the patrons that were there before, and it wasn't super busy, but there were people. They're all salivating, and Naroke, they're looking at you like, is he gonna share? Everyone's like, yeah.
I'm just sitting as patiently as I can at the bar waiting for the crab to be brought out. I don't know how long it takes crab to cook, but Naroke doesn't really care. He wants his crab.
It's not necessarily how long it takes crab to cook. It's how much does it take to cook that much crab?
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
wondering.
also fair. Also, how big was their oven? How big was their oven? Like,
I
are
like to think.
we like TV dinnering this thing, or do they have like this giant?
I imagine there's like a big old hearth embedded into the wall for a town this size, because now I need to cook this crab. So yeah, they can do it. Thanks, Giggle. Yes, they have crab cooking ovens.
The crab ovens.
Crab ovens. It's like the crab bucket, but less terrifying.
So
Crabs are actually really mean.
Oh yeah, they will pinch you in the butt.
So, everyone in the taverns pretty stoked about the possibility of crab, even if they have to pay for it. Tally is gonna offer you guys drinks if you want.
We're heading off like tomorrow morning. I look at the party.
When did Endress say we're leaving?
When did Endress say we're leaving?
Did Endress say we're leaving?
I don't think she gave us the time.
No, she didn't specify. Just just that she was going to be at the Temple of Nuke to try and help with some of the wounded.
So I mean, if we're giving the time, I think tomorrow morning probably, or I guess we could leave after we eat crab, but that's a bit rushy.
Let's go tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Okay, tomorrow
Also,
morning.
we got the letter from our employer, Ginley. That it said he had stuff for us. There was supplies that we were supposed to be obtaining. So where would we obtain that?
Well, they got a day to make contact with us.
My source.
Note. I will try to anticipate your arrival and have supplies
and aid arranged.
I will try to anticipate your arrival.
What's try? Have
Try
like
is
two
a key word
underlines.
there.
Just wanna reiterate that.
He owes the tall one some armor.
So you take that as you will. You have that note. You don't have that note.
It's burned.
So you just remember it the way you want to remember it, I guess.
Naroke remembers that he was told he was getting his armor.
Fuck. Well, I guess you gotta suss out where your armor is.
I mean, we have like a little symbol. Maybe they just like, I don't know, draw it on like the side of a building, and then we just go in the building and get armor. That's how this stuff works, right? Marsh says.
It feels like some sort of thieves' cant sort of thing. Like,
if only we had a rogue.
Nick is like, sorry, what?
No, don't worry. I think I'm good at this this roguish subtlety. I can maybe help find it.
Let's see how Marsh does.
I'll start looking after this crab.
Naroke's number one priority at the moment is the crab. The second priority is finding his armor.
So at this point, while you guys are in the bar, is anyone drinking? Tally offers you drinks.
I don't think I'm drinking tonight.
It's afternoon,
one.
Sure.
Okay.
Marsh isn't going to go nuts, but we'll have one because it was nice to offer.
Yeah, Naroke's not going to get tanked, but he's going to have a nice tankard of ale with his crab.
Okay, fair enough. It's worth knowing that not only is your room and board like all taken care of, but Tally has sussed out who you are, and she brings you bulk your drinks and doesn't even like wait for a payment. She just stilts off down to help someone else. And you get the sense that the crab is close, but while you guys are waiting, can you guys make me perception checks, please?
I'm good at those.
I'm not awful.
22. I was actually...
Well,
oh, no, that was Tom. Oh, no, yeah. That was mine.
Natural
22.
No, that was
20?
I was actually good.
Wow, look at me not getting
21, 22,
Oh.
23.
So 2 nat 20s and like a dirty 21.
No, the
No,
strength was... The other 20 was from the strength check ages
Oh,
ago.
shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. I definitely latched onto that green. Okay, you're
Yeah,
right.
21, 22, and 23 were our perception checks. We see everything.
Beautiful. So I like to think you guys are just sort of like talking, milling about, and then that thing happened where almost everybody stops talking at the same time, except the one person that's kind of continuing on a conversation. we've all been there. Like you weren't even talking loud, but everybody heard what you were saying because it got quiet. And you hear sort of in the corner of a room, there's these two chicks, sitting at their table, hunkered over, and you hear one of them say, "Another attack. A curse has been placed on the town. All my life I've lived here and haven't seen trouble like this. Whatever the mayor brought back to us has to be returned."
As everyone stops and just like stares at her.
Just sees like a giant like a lizard and like
I imagine the doors to the kitchen had opened just that moment, and so like that fresh scent of crab wafted out, which made everyone kind of quiet and perk up. But she was the last one to get hit by it, so she just kept talking.
That's beautiful. We're going with that. But then the crab is out, so everybody forgets. It is like, crab.
Yeah, crab.
Forget the ominous thing. There's crab now.
Yep, Naroke is happily indulging in his giant crab.
Yeah, she makes sure to give you guys the crab first, since you were sort of the group that brought it in initially. And it's a lot of crab. Like,
It's a lot of crab.
It's a lot of crab.
You're given some butter and these little ramekins that are meant like a normal size ramekin for a crab dinner, and she's just sort of like, "That's all I got." Like,
Do you got a bowl?
and she's gonna just saunter off, ignoring you.
Rude ass child.
Yep.
How do you saunter on stilts?
Very delicately.
Maybe it's like all in like the.
It's all in the
like,
hips.
Hips, so you have to move extra wide. I'm not sure. I didn't think about it.
Naroke is absolutely indulging in this giant crab.
Okay.
It's basically like
Nipple.
grab chunk of crab, pour butter across. Oh, no.
It's delicious. It's cooked to perfection. And
Wonderful,
so far, no
as it
little
should
bits
be.
of crab shell. Quick note to the players. I kind of imagine that since you knew you're heading into Greenspire shortly, you have all your possessions with you.
Yes.
If you pointedly decided not to, you can still go and grab them before the
Nope.
ship.
I think we've got all our shit.
I would have had my stuff because going into battle, I'd have absolutely grabbed my chest of weapons for in the event that I needed more weapons.
Beautiful. Marsh, do you have your Alferia tapestries and whatnot?
Oh, I have so much space left in this bag of holding still, so everything's just on me.
Great. Okay, love it. You recognize some people from the Highland Blush in the tavern as well, enjoying the crab. So you know that the boat has not left yet because the crew is still here, but you see some familiar faces in the tavern. And it's slowly getting more and more filled with people that heard about a crab dinner or brunch at this point.
Crab brunch.
Crab brunch.
Yeah. So
We are adults. We can eat crab at whatever time of day we so choose.
fist, brush your teeth, crab. Never mind. Yeah. You're in the tavern. You know where Endress is. You know you're in Greenspire. The world is your oyster. It'd be a very shellfish place.
Following the consumption of entirely too much shellfish, I'm going to start poking around to see what I can find out about this thing against the mayor.
Okay. So you want to just try and be like leaning your ear into the rumor mill? You want to?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Okay. Are you alerting Naroke or Marsh to your concerns? And-
Maybe not quite yet. I'll see if there's any there first.
yeah, definitely. Are you gonna stay in the tavern first? Is that your first place that you're sussing out?
Check around the tavern first, since there's so many people in here, and then see where I can insinuate myself socially to find out more. if
Definitely.
necessary.
Can you give me another perception check, please?
Sure. Oh, that's a natural one.
Oof.
Oh man. Okay. So you hear the same two ladies that you kind of got the goods from before. They're sort of perking right back up and like leaning into each other, and they have these like really shocked looks on their faces. So you're kind of moseying up over on that side, trying to hear what you can get. And you hear one of them say that Cadence has been given it to the blacksmith behind her husband's back. Just like solid town
Note
gossip.
that down for later.
Yeah. So Cadence is flirting around.
Well, when you need to go to hammering, a blacksmith is a good place to go.
Oh, boo. Why didn't I think of that? I did it. Still, boo.
Not even remotely sorry.
Yeah, fair enough. And if you want, you can do one more try here in the tavern.
Sure. That's a 17. That's better.
17.
Although
Okay.
that information about who's banging who will come in handy.
Especially once you go
That's
find the
true.
blacksmith.
Let's be honest. Blackmail is like choice tools to have in your arsenal.
Yep.
So you hear like a fellow chatting at the bar, kind of close to where Marsh. Marsh, are you enjoying the crab?
Yeah, not much. It's food. It's good.
What's
I'm just
your-
eating away.
What's your eating etiquette like for a crab, giant crab legs?
I'd say that like Marsh usually just will be hovering like just above the bar of having etiquette, but he doesn't go like far with it.
Okay, all right. So
That's a step above Naroke's.
who I imagine is going crazy.
Naroke's is like grab leg, kunk, and where you get like the splurge of crab meat. Like,
You're gonna get a stomach ache. So on the other side of Marsh, there's two fellows that are sort of like talking in a hush hush tone. And you're able to just kind of like go over to Naroke and Marsh on the guise of like hanging out with your friends, and you hear him say that the tailor's shop was shut down by the mayor. It seems that the boy who ran it was pining after his daughter Wilma, and he wasn't too happy. I reckon he forbid their relationship and had the shop boarded up. Pity too, because I'm getting too big for my pants. And that's all you can sort of suss out.
Okay, so the information I've got so far is who's banging who. Taylor shop shut down because Taylor was possibly dating Mayor's daughter.
Correct. And one woman concerned about like another attack. Man, like a curse has been brought to the town. Whatever the mayor brought here ought to be returned.
if I had to take a gander, the tailor shut down the blacksmith, or shut down the tailor's place because the tailor's pining after his daughter. And so the tailor then decided he was going to summon crabs from the ocean to attack the city to try and get the mayor's daughter back. That's
You know
my
that
theory.
meeting with the guy with all the like the papers and the string, and he's looking crazy. Like,
Uh-huh.
Oh, you mean the bit from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
that's the one. I feel like that's your brain on this Naroke. You're like, I've got it,
I've got this all figured out.
and it's just a ball.
This
of
is like
yarn
Anna.
that goes nowhere.
This is also like Anna with the drug situation in the other
Yeah.
campaign.
Linking, all the things together.
But because you didn't have string, you're just using full-sized rope.
That's all I got. Yeah. You sussed out some stuff, whether it's useful or not. The afternoon is yours. And Tally will offer, just to show you guys to your rooms if you need. She offers up a key to each of you.
Cool.
She's not like not friendly, but she's busy. She's working. She's not like catering to you. You get a sense that the people in this town either don't know who you are, or if they do know who you are,
They don't care.
they don't care too much.
As it should be.
Easier for us.
Yep, the less people that make a big hoofty-doo about who people said we were, the better.
So you each have keys. If you want her to take you to your room, she will. Otherwise, if you don't flag her down, she pretty much ignores you now.
We've
No, I'll
got
just
keys,
hang
we
on
know
to
how
the
to
key.
go.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can figure out which room matches the key number.
One
Yeah.
by one.
By trial and error, if nothing else.
I've got a skeleton key if all else fails.
Low profile.
One day you're gonna learn the truth, and it's gonna crush your soul. My life has been a lie.
Either we're gonna go through the entire campaign, and Naroke is gonna keep either just like it either works, and Naroke just brute forces the door, or Naroke just figures the door is jammed and has to brute force a little bit more.
Yeah. It's funny, I never hated doors until this group.
Yeah, I'll head up to the. I'll head up to my room and leave some of my stuff in there.
Okay. And I imagine you're gonna not stay in your room though, or do you want to stay in your room?
No, I'm just gonna drop off the chest of weapons. I'll still have probably have my warhammer and my shield just kind of clipped on to my back or something like that. But they're leaving the rest of the weapons, the rest of the chest of weapons and gear in the room.
So if and when you guys saunter outside, it's really obvious now that there's a lot of guards in this town. You know, they're all kind of dressed in it's simple armor, but it's the same kind of looking armor. They stand out, and there's a lot of them around. And it's not just like they're sauntering, walking, you know, shooting the shit or whatever. It seems like there's a lot of guards specifically stationed around places.
Which places?
Like there's 2 guards out. What you can clearly see is the Temple of Nuke down the road. The telltale sign of a statue of a man sitting in a chair, going like the god of apathy. So that you come to recognize. There's 2 guards stationed out there. You might not have noticed, but there's 2 guards stationed outside of Tally's Tavern and Inn. And it seems like any large building of interest, that might not be like a house, there's guards stationed. There's tons of guards patrolling the streets. So just like a heavy guard presence.
Okay,
Would Nick have told the rest of the party about who's banging who and the tailor getting shut down?
I'm gonna keep some of that under my hat. Like I said, I want to make sure there's some there. Although, if you guys may have overheard some of the same shit.
Well, Naroke would have been absolutely too engorged in the crab to have paid any attention to what else was going on.
This
so
is fair.
that's why I'm asking. Like, would you have revealed any of this party, or just keeping that under your hat for now?
I just said I just basically tip you guys off to. Hey, there may be some stuff going on in this town that we need to keep an eye out for.
We're only here for like an evening. Like, what's the word? What could happen in an evening?
Well, that depends on whether we can find my armor tonight.
Yeah. Do you want to go to the blacksmith, see if maybe he left it there?
Worth a shot.
I never
Alright.
thought
Let's
about
go
looking
check
there
that out.
first.
Maybe it got delivered to the blacksmith shop. I don't know.
Or maybe he put the order in with the blacksmith. Let's find out.
Or maybe he is the blacksmith.
Yeah, we just walk in and it's just Gimli standing there behind the anvil.
With like Groucho Marx glasses on.
Oh, you finally made it, I see. Waiting for ages.
It's been 84 years.
You can get over to the blacksmith well enough. There's a telltale sign of like metal ringing through the air. And all the way around the blacksmith, there's like multiple forges and stuff. And there's like a lot of people working, what you imagine for the blacksmith.
Yeah.
So lots of people banging stuff out. And then there's a shop inside that you can go to.
Yo.
There we go. Mel caught it.
I was like,
the gossip I've learned.
It sounds like Aaron's giving me sass. What the hell's going on? Oh, yeah. Lots of people working on their things.
Lots of people banging things out. Oh, yeah, they are. As we go in, and Naroke is kind of, like, is there, like, a counter that someone's at? Or is it just, like, a whole bunch of people just banging away at things?
Outside, there's the people working. Inside, there does not seem to be like a forge or anything like that to actually be working on stuff. But there's like rows and rows of things to be purchased and whatnot, and a little counter that looks like you can be serviced there.
Is there a bell?
There is a bell.
I ring the bell.
Perfect. Ding. And you can hear like thudding from a door behind the counter, and out will walk a very, very tall half-orc woman with 2 long braids coming over her, like, down over her chest. Say, can I help you?
Hi, we're wondering if an order would have had a chance to get here yet from an associate of ours. Has
Do you have a
anything come in?
number? Number or name?
The name probably gonna be Darwin.
And she's gonna reach into like a drawer and pull out some papers and sift through. No Darwin.
I guess it hasn't had a chance to get here yet.
That or it's under the person who placed the order. Would it be marked under who placed the order or who's picking it up?
It's marked under whatever name they give me.
Would it have been placed under Ginley?
Gonna like look again, flipping through her papers and whatnot, and ain't got no Ginley.
All right, worth a shot.
And the three of you, as you're sort of like, worth a shot, not really happening. You hear the door open behind you, and there's a female, like probably in her late 40s. She comes in, and she's looking all doe-eyed at this woman. And as she comes in and sees you, she sort of just leaves as soon as she came in.
I'm guessing that's Cadence.
So she doesn't stay long.
We have found Cadence.
Is there anything else you're needing?
Can't think of anything at the moment. What about you guys?
I almost wanted to ask if there was anything under Marsh just in case, but it didn't make any sense.
And you're gonna steal somebody's work.
I just kind of view it as like if you just get the name right, you get the thing for free. But Marsh, I think Marsh resists.
Well, he didn't place the order here. Is there another blacksmith in town by any chance?
Wouldn't call him a blacksmith, but yeah, you can try old Dan. He works from home.
Works from home.
Close enough. It's worth a try.
Check in with old Dan just in case.
Yeah. If my gear is here in the town, I would appreciate having it, so... Thank you for your time. Sorry, what was your name again?
Coral.
Goro?
Coral.
Coral.
Like the sea things.
Lovely name.
It was my dad's.
Your dad was also
Your dad was
named
also named Coral.
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Family name.
Okay.
Do you have any other siblings named Coral?
No, the other one's Reef.
Marsh.
I appreciate
Marsh.
that.
Get out.
She doesn't say that. That's me saying that.
Get out. I mean, we've been nothing but a waste of time. I think she would be allowed.
Yeah, let's do a leave before this deteriorates any further.
Make like the tide and go.
Oh.
Sure.
Alrighty, so we'll head. Where would we find old Dan?
Down the way. I don't know. Just ask someone.
I did. I asked you.
Ask someone who cares.
Oh, there we go.
As you wish. Okay, we'll head out and I'll ask a random guard where old Dan lives.
Okay. When you guys leave, that woman that stepped in is off to the side of the door, just waiting.
Maybe
I
we could
give her
ask
a wink
her.
as we pass.
She flushes red.
I'm sad how we've been in town for 10 seconds and we're already catching wind of all the trauma. This poor person.
You guys hear the audible click of a lock as she goes in. And the little window that was visible through the door, the blinds are pulled down. Whew.
All right, so I guess we go find old Dan.
Yep, gonna ask a random guard where I'd find old Dan.
Yeah, and seeing as there's 2 guards stationed pretty much everywhere of importance, The guard will help you out and point off the directions, like down the street, 2 lefts and a right.
Marvelous.
There.
Thank you very much. Actually, would Naroke have thought anything odd of the number of guards? No, Naroke doesn't give a damn. Okay, Naroke heads on.
This is a normal number of guards. Okay.
So there were a lot of guards here. They have a good guard.
Good security.
Then again, considering that we arrived and the town was being attacked by crabs, guards probably needed.
Yeah, that makes sense. If that would be a normal occurrence.
So far, it's 1 crab attack per day that we have been here. So it's normal for. Yeah, we'll head over to Old Dan's.
Super easy to get to. The town, while being a bit on the bigger side, is not ginormous, and the directions were to a T. And there's a deed, like a kind of a small house with like really black smoke billowing from the chimney inside.
Dunk, dunk, dunk.
Dan's is like etched into the door in terrible writing.
Just walk up.
after you
Dunk,
knock,
dunk, dunk.
just a little old man opens the door to you. Like, how can I help you?
Are you Old Dan?
I am old Dan. Thanks for asking. Who are
Marvelous.
you?
I'm Tall Naroke. I'm looking for a set of armor that was ordered. The other blacksmith seemed to not have any awareness of it, so I was wondering if perhaps it had been placed with you.
Oh, well, I can certainly check. Come in.
Gonna walk on
Mosey
in.
on his way. What did you say your name was again?
Naroke.
Naroke. He'll sort of like, he's not going through papers or anything, but he's kind of tuttering around as if he's going through the papers in his mind, like sussing out, feeling the counter.
It would be a breastplate.
I haven't made one of those anytime recent. Yeah, and I don't seem to recall an order for a Naroke. There was an order for a Darwin recently.
Oh, that's
That
probably
was-
it.
Darwin's my last name. So that would make
Oh.
sense.
Fantastic. Well, one moment. I'll have it brought out.
Greatly appreciated.
And so he's gonna saunter off to the back room, and you hear like clattering and stuff, and like the sound of like things falling off of shelves.
Though if he hasn't made a breastplate in quite a while, and there's an order recently for Darwin, I'm concerned as to what's being brought out for me now. Is this going to be like the MMO style, where it's just like a string chainmail bikini?
God, I hope so.
It's not a chainmail bikini.
No, it's a playmail bikini. There's a difference.
There's no
What
such
if
thing as plate mail.
I know.
What if
I was poking
what
fun
if-
because the last time when you were like, ah!
What if this is like for the actual Darwin? Like,
Well, then we can fuck him over.
again, but
Win-win.
we just how mad can we get these people at us?
Well, they're probably already going to want to kill us, so not much worse.
We snatched an artifact out from under their noses. I think we're at like maximum hate.
And then stole their ship that
yeah.
they paid for and have been riding their coin since.
It's not like it can get worse.
So after they'll resurrect you, kill you again. After a lot of like clamoring in the back room, old Dan comes out, and he's got just a chainmail kind of vest, and he's gonna say, "Truthfully, I haven't had an order in years, and this was the first thing to come up. This was the only order. I put a lot of time and energy into it, and I hope it's worth your liking." And he's gonna offer up the chainmail shirt and be like, "The rest of the deposit is 30 gold.
Naroke's gonna try it on to see if it even fits. Because there was a lot of Naroke.
There's a lot of Naroke. It's snug. You get it over, but when you flex, it feels tight. And Marsh and Dominic, give me a perception checks, please. 10.
12.
12. Okay, well, this is fairly easy to see. As Naroke slips it on and the back kind of settles, in like not embroidered into the chain, but the chain loops themselves are made of a different material. So when it's all together, on the back it says beast.
Beast?
Beast. Beast.
Okay, so
This might
beast,
actually
not
be
bees.
Darwin's order.
Yes, not bees.
This might actually be Darwin's
I don't
order.
know what this means.
From my experience with chainmail, on account of that has been the armor I've been wearing up to this point, is this high quality chainmail, or is this would this be more useful than what I'm currently wearing, or is this the same, or is this worse?
It's the same. It's definitely the same. You're not getting a sense that like it's magical or like any sturdier of a build. You just think it was a custom order job.
I will happily pay 30 gold to fuck with the actual Darwins.
Yep.
So I will hand over the 30 gold.
Yep, 100%.
And he's gonna thank you and like, I'm so happy that you're happy with it. I really don't get a lot of customers these days.
Well, it's important to support local businesses.
Thank you.
I don't know how to ask this without being suspicious, so I'm just gonna like throw it out here. Hey, do you remember when we made this order? Like, how long ago did we make this order?
Go back to the old tinker there.
It's been 84
We're coming on
years.
3 months now, at least.
Oh, okay.
This is
Well,
one of
it's
those.
a good thing we finally showed up and paid for it, isn't it?
This is one of those impulse buys where it's like, this would be a really good idea, and then they regret it, so they don't ever want to go back to actually pay the rest of the money to get the item they ordered.
Who knows? Or maybe
Anyway.
he really just wanted.
He's got his 30 gold. We've successfully stolen another thing from the Heroes of the Shard.
Potentially, other than that, or there's just some poor schmuck who's been wandering around town named Darwin who no longer is going to be getting his chainmail.
I'm just wondering who's calling Darwin Beast.
It's been 3 months. If he hasn't picked it up by now, he's not gonna. If it's just some random towns guy.
Yeah. I don't know who would call themselves a beast. What kind of person would think of themselves that way?
I think this is the equivalent of booty shorts with something written across the ass.
We can always get Naroke a pair of that too, and then you can have Beast on the chainmail and then something else on the back.
Well, you can always put in your order.
No, the tailor's closed.
We gotta resolve this tailor thing so we can get some booty shorts.
The most important side quest.
And old Dan he'll wave you off and head back to start picking up all the things that fell.
Old Dan doesn't seem to have his pulse on the comings and goings of the town, does he?
No, you
Okay.
get the sense that he was really happy to see you guys. Like, wow.
Someone ordered something from me and they showed up to get it. This is a happy day.
Good job.
So this isn't the order. This isn't the armor that I ordered.
Maybe it will come through on the way back?
Well-
Because I imagine, like, even if our context information is real quick, I'd be really surprised if he was able to get everything in order to hook you up with a set of armor in this town of that short of notice.
To be fair, I had asked him to procure the armor for me before we left to get the gauntlets. So it'd just be a matter of sending the armor to said location, assuming that he had invested the resources he said he would try to.
Well, we'll be back here in 2 weeks, so we can check then.
That's fair. Do they have a post office?
Good question.
I'm gonna
Don't
walk up to
know.
one of the guards. If something were to be shipped in for a specific individual, where would they go to pick it up?
Well, that depends. Everything comes through the post box there, but if it had a specific destination, it would just get sent off to that destination in the town.
Well, as an example, if someone were to be arriving in town and had something shipped to meet them here, so neither were traveling together, where would they have to go to pick that up?
Just try the post office there. They might be able to help you.
Marvelous.
It's and then she'll explain that if you circle back the way you came, it's close to the mayor's house, and you can't miss the mayor's house because it's the biggest building in town.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Wait,
Naroke's to go to the post office.
Hey.
The rest
I
of the
will
party is
also
not
accompany
obligated
Naroke
to
to
follow
the post
Naroke
office.
around.
No, I want to ask the post person something.
Okay.
Marsh really doesn't have a big to-do list in this town.
Current to-do list: don't die.
Don't die.
So far, so
Find
good.
Naroke's. So the post office, super easy to find since, again, like they give you good enough directions. And there is indeed, you see the mayor's office before you can deduce what the post office is. And it is indeed a lavish, giant house with guards stationed all around it.
Huh.
Like maybe 20 feet apart from each other, but like a lot of guards. If you thought there's a lot of guards in town, there's a lot of guards outside the mayor's office. And about a block away from it, you can see like a small group of people like outside, like looking pretty angry and just talking amongst themselves. Maybe 10 of them, just talking and glaring at the house.
Hey, Naroke, can we hang out for a minute? I want to see what all these people are talking about.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I will sidle up to the group of angry people. I love me a group of angry people.
Yeah, rile them up. All right. Well, since you're buddying up to them, and it probably doesn't look strange because every so often another person sort of joins the fray, in like tutting and anger and stuff. You hear a lot of them talk about the mayor having not been seen in over a week, and people want answers. That's sort of the general consensus. Is like, why isn't the mayor addressing us? One woman even says like another attack and he's nowhere to be seen.
He's probably dead.
All right, so having gleaned that, I guess we're going to the post office.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, walk into the
It's a
post
smaller
office.
building. Okay. There's like two women working sort of at the front there in the post office. One keeps running in and out, like taking papers, running back, coming back out, taking more papers. And then two people just kind of standing there. One of them addresses you as you come in, like with a friendly wave.
Hello. I believe a package may have been sent for me and my compatriots here.
Can I have your names, please?
Darwin. Naroke now remembering that he's supposed to be pretending to be Darwin.
He remembers that intermittently.
Well, like, when we went to the black, it was intentional to go Naroke, because it's like, oh, you're old Dan. Well, I'm tall Naroke. It's like, oh wait, shoot, I'm supposed to be Darwin. Darwin's my last name.
I fucking love it. She's gonna call out like Berthel, come here, and then the lady that was running back and forth comes out, and she's gonna say, do we have an order for Darwin? Look in
It's
the
probably
D.
it's probably a bit of a heavier package.
And this supposed Berthel is gonna run back in, and when she comes back out, she's got sort of like a regretful look on her face, and like, nope, I don't see anything.
Well, it's probably just not here yet. We got the note that it would be here quite recently, so probably hasn't arrived.
How often do you get mail in?
Fairly often. We're quite busy here. If you want, you can let me know where you're staying, and if it comes in, I can have you alerted.
We're staying at Tally's Tavern.
Tally's Tavern.
And in.
Tally's. I'm familiar. Okay. And yeah, she'll take you like your name and where you're staying. And yeah, if this package comes for you before you see us, we will alert you.
That'd be greatly appreciated.
Of course, dear. Yeah. And then, was there anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna lean on the counter and give him the smile.
Yes.
Like, so I bet there's people in here all the time, huh?
Say so.
So you ladies, you probably have a pretty good idea of the stuff going on in this town.
And they're gonna kind of look at each other, these looks, and like, we like to think we're well informed.
Yeah, I've been hearing some really weird things about a curse.
And she's gonna look to kind of the mousiest of the crew, the shortest that hasn't spoken up yet, and be like, "This is your expertise, Ethel." Then Ethel's gonna schmosey up and be like, "These ladies think I'm out to lunch, but I heard that Mildred's boy was in that expedition that went out a couple weeks ago. The mayor sent them, and they come back, and Mildred's boy is nowhere to be found. Still no word from him. Apparently he wandered off on his own. Well, I don't believe that for a second. I think they found something there that was very dangerous, and Mildred, bless his soul, well, Mildred's son may have gone, died. And I think whatever they found is the cause of all the misfortunes the town has had as of late."
Well, considering that when we got here there was a gigantic attack of crabs, I think that theory's got some legs.
The pun is lost
A lot
on
of
her,
them.
and she's just nodding along like, yes, exactly. Also, boo.
I have to get a few in of my own.
Yes.
Of course.
The trouble is, the mayor's keeping himself under wraps and won't talk about anything since the expedition came back. No one's seen him as far as I am aware.
Do you know if your mayor entertains notable guests who arrive in the town?
I suppose he would. He's the
Well,
mayor.
That's good to hear. All right, thank you so much for your help, ladies. You've been tremendously useful.
Oh, of course. Come back anytime, dear.
Oh, I'm sure we will. And I will head out. And this is the point where I turn to the guys and I'm like, okay, so I think there's something weird going on. I
Well, I
there's
agree. My
definitely-
armor isn't anywhere to be found. That is
It
very
is-
strange.
That is very strange. And in addition to your armor being nowhere to be found, I also think that there's something sketchy going on with the mayor. But I figure if we roll up to the front door like, hey, we're the heroes of the Shard, his ego will demand that he come down and see us.
Do you think
this
he
at
is
all-
my armor?
He might.
Do you think
Worth a
this is at
try.
all related to the artifact, maybe? or is this like a separate thing? I'm trying to think, because like
How
the
long ago
artifact...
did they say the expedition went out?
A couple weeks.
If it's week out and week back, then they could have brought something terrible back with them.
Would it be funny if they
Maybe the
got the
Hypnotoad.
artifact?
Yeah,
I don't think they could have.
But they just
that would
strolled
be
in, picked it up,
hilarious.
turned around, walked back. It's like, look what we found.
It's now on his mantle. Like,
Well, I think it's worth checking out just to make sure there's still a town when we get back.
Yeah. I'm definitely curious. Giant crabs and all.
Yeah. I feel like if you get attacked by a giant crab, that's something that you should follow through on.
Yeah, sure. Let's stop by the mayor, see what's up.
All right. So I guess we're rolling up to the front door of the mayor's house.
all right, so when you leave the post office, that little angry crew that you had once been in the fray of, Dominic, has now turned into a mob.
Oh boy.
And,
I
and
was-
they are...
they're gone. They've all been
No.
killed.
No, they are there in more numbers than when you had first seen them, and they're not quite at the front door. They're closer to the house manor, if it will, and the guard seems to be like kind of trying to keep them back. And the man that had addressed you earlier, one of the guardsmen, is kind of standing on the steps and is like, "Hey, yous, go home. We told you before, as the mayor's very sick. These can't be seeing nobodies right now. And he's like just trying to like play this whole game about the mayor being sick and can't talk.
What was his name again?
Insight check.
Insight check. Oh, roll me. That's insight, right?
Yes, that's why I said insight check.
Yeah, beautiful. Sorry, I keep mixing up what's Pathfinder and what's D&D.
That's a 6.
That's a 6.
Naroke sees all.
What? Do you want to get in on this, Marsh? Or you don't have to. You definitely can.
I think I'll pass.
Okay. So, Dominic, you're like, frick, something doesn't add up, but I like the cut of his jib. Like, you're kind of torn.
It's Squirrely Dan. I can't be mean. I can't have mean thoughts about Squirrely Dan.
And Naroke, you're like to yourself, that man is lying through his teeth. And that's you're getting the sense that all this sort of like all is well, go home, like he's just sick is kind of not all it's cracked up to be.
Is this like a gated residence, or is this like they're just like preventing them from ransacking the physical building of the house?
It's not gated. Yeah, you a lot of the guards that you imagine were kind of stationed around the side have come forward to the front just to be more of like a guard wall sort of presence. But it's not gated. There's like a couple hedges, maybe like decorative, but
okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether it was like they're like banging on the fence and the guards just tell them to go away, or whether they're like trying to bang on the walls of the house and the guards are like, off.
They're trying to get to the steps by the front door, and the guards are like, "Hey, uses."
Hey, uses.
I'm gonna roll up to the guards by the front door.
Me too.
Okay. And so the man that you had spoken to on the beach kind of recognizes you, and he's gonna come down the steps and be like, "Sorry, you has to see this, but this doesn't concern yous."
Well, you know, considering that we are in the company of Darwin of the Heroes of the Shard, and your mayor seems to have a severe problem on his hands from multiple angles, I just figured we might be of some assistance.
And he's gonna contemplate these words here, and you see him kind of look back to the manor and be like,
Hunting crabs isn't the only thing we're good at.
We also eat them.
We did do that. They were delicious.
Looks, I can't let you in to see the mayor's right now. He really is sick. Why don't you just comes back in another day or two? Maybe he'll be feeling better.
How about you send someone up to talk to the mayor, just to double check that he wants to make us wait for a couple of days?
Seems kind of put out, but he claps the shoulder of one of the guards down in front of him and says, "You keep an eye on them on this whole cruise. I don't want no riots." And he marches up and goes into the manor.
Okay.
And I'd say he's gone for like 10 minutes before he comes out. And it's done. And it's no good. He can't stalk to use right now.
All right. Well, we'll just have to remember this for future dealings with this town.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but if that is the way that he wishes to deal with it, that is the way he wishes to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Hopefully
sure
something terrible doesn't happen in the intervening time between now and when he deigns to see us.
Also, and Naroke's just gonna pat him on the shoulder. It's like, you are a terrible liar. And then turn and walk away.
I'll go with the rope.
He's glaring daggers at the both of you. And you probably don't see this, but there's like a fist.
Darn kids. As we're walking away, I just kind of like whispered, "So are we breaking in, or?"
100%.
Actually, I'm gonna eye the crowd, and I'm gonna be like, I think that might be useful.
Oh, I guess we could just make everything worse. As I look down.
And at this moment, when you guys are like eyeing the crowd and thinking whatever horrible thoughts you are, Endris, you see Endris kind of run up to you guys, and she's looking really concerned. And what's interesting that you all would have noticed is in the beginning she was all super starstruck and kind of giddy, but when Naroke was talking like shop with her, she was a bit more focused And then on the beach, when she had to help out with the crabs, she seemed completely useful and like unconcerned about you guys and super focused. When you spoke to her and she was saying like the room and board has been paid for, I'm going to the temple to help out, like not jittery around you guys. So it
She's
seems
been
like
replaced by a doppelganger.
She figured it out. She
Murder her
figured it out.
now.
not
Quick,
who's going.
tear down all the mirrors.
You get the
We've
sense
been down
that
this road before.
it led nowhere. When it's time for work, she's all focused. I guess is my point. She's got some
Okay.
focus.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I
I
just
thought you were saying
immediately.
we have to kill her now.
Yeah, no, that's the vibe I was getting.
No, the vibe is not she's on to you, and the vibe is more she's coming up to you, and she's not like, oh my god, it's my all-time heroes. She's more like,
We've got work.
we've got some problems.
Okay.
Yes,
we
my
should
armor
find-
appears to be missing, so.
And are you wearing your armor right now?
Yep. 100%.
And she's just gonna like, not important, and ignore that one. She's gonna like be like, can we go to Tally's or
Yeah,
somewhere
sure.
safe?
Certainly.
Yeah, we'll speak in private in our rooms. How about that?
Okay, that would be great. And she's short and she's just hustling over to Tally's Inn. And when you guys get to your room, so you're all convened in one room, probably Naroke's applicable.
Yeah, Naroke's room makes as much sense as anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yes, it's probably got the most space.
It has a very long bed.
Yeah, I imagine that was all pre-thought since Darwin's probably really tall. Anyways, when she closes the door and everyone's in, she's gonna turn to you and ask, "Does something seem off about this town?"
Yes.
No.
Oh, good. I guess it's just me.
Something is definitely up. The mayor is refusing to see us, and people don't usually refuse to see us.
He refused.
Yes.
Interesting.
Or at least that's what the
Greece.
guard said. Then again, the guard is also a liar.
That's interesting about the guard. I'm very familiar with Greenspire. I'm very familiar. This guard presence, unheard of. At least like this. The mayor not seeing you, also peculiar. Very strange. Even more strange is the rumors I've heard about a curse being brought into this town.
Yeah, it seems
Yep.
like the mayor sent an expedition somewhere and brought something back that they suspect is causing all of these attacks.
And apparently Mildred's boy didn't come back.
Yeah.
Who's Mildred?
We don't know.
Random.
It wasn't the blacksmith. Her name was Coral. And they have a
her brother
sibling
was
named
Reef.
Reef. No, the sibling is named
Say
Reef.
at the same time.
Just like watching this conversation happen, just politely waiting for it to end.
We've been listening in on a lot of gossip. It's not important. Do continue with what you were saying.
I was going to explain this to you anyways, because it's important to how we're going to get into Elderborough. And she's going to dig into one of her satchels here. And she's going to pull out this like strange little, it's about like yay high, like a couple cans of Coke stacked on top of each other. And it's wooden and it's carved out like the face of a weird sort of mask. That's face is like kind of curled up in a weird little smile. It's like this wooden totem. And she's
Is
gonna
that a
say,
fertility doll?
no. Nope, it's not.
Okay.
So, according to my research, each great city and ruler made their own safeguards during the war. Some used traps, others made great fortresses. Elfiria made her own personal crypt, I believe, to wait it out. So I believe Adelaida, who is the queen of Elderborough, I think she used a warding spell to lock down the city and surrounding area, and that she had 2 totems that were used to help power the spell. But they are also the keys we would need to enter into the palace itself. Thing is, we need both of them. I have this one in my possession. It was stolen some time ago, and the university that I worked at has since tracked it down, which is, of course, why your group contacted me to help you enter the city. The thing about these totems is they're cursed. This one has been removed of its curse, which is why it's safe. and she's gonna like pass it around to each of you guys, just because I don't know,
I nibble
you're
on
all
it.
part of the same crew. And
Yeah, I'll give it a cursory inspection and pass it down the line.
right.
Yeah, Naroke will take it and look around it.
Marsh, it probably looks like something that you would make. Honestly, it's kind of got that sort
I
of.
was actually I was honestly kind of picking up those vibes as soon as you describe it. Yeah, I just give it a little test nibble and then I don't know, give it back.
Based on what I'm hearing, I wouldn't be surprised if there was the second totem removed and brought back into this town.
That would track with what we've found out so far.
Thing is, it would be
question.
both. Yes.
What curse was on this one?
I'm not sure. It was removed before my time at the university.
They didn't have records of it?
None that I asked about. I could
Okay.
send a letter to the university and ask.
That'll take
it would
time,
be
though.
some time, though. Yes.
Yeah, we wouldn't get that back before we need to relieve the mayor of their totem, if they have one.
No. But of course, I remove curses. So the other reason why you've hired me, as you'll recall,
Was the magical capabilities.
yes. So I have this. I fully expected the other totem to still be there. Help it bypass it, use it to get into the palace. As it stands, I'm concerned that if we head out now, we'll just find the second one is not where it needs to be.
And
I have a strong suspicion that it's in the mayor's house.
I hope not. Have you
do we
seen
know
that thing?
what kind of curses might be on the one that is left?
I don't.
Okay, so don't touch it. Essentially.
That would be wise until I can dispel any magic.
Well then, Indris, if that's something you're comfortable with, I think
Got
that
it.
means you're coming. I think that means you're coming with us to break into the mayor's house.
Huh.
Hush, hush.
Well, if it is for the good of humanity,
Sure.
This will
is.
save lives.
I will help in any way I can.
This will
Oh,
save
no.
lives, namely ours.
I was more thinking the implication that less people will die this way.
All right, yeah, right on.
Scoundrels.
Yeah.
It's very important to pick your words carefully. When you're lying about literally everything.
You're coming into, I would say, late afternoon at this point. By the time you've gone looking for armor and following whose trails and riling up the head of the guard, presumed head of the guard.
Mhm.
So, actually, Naroke's gonna ask, like, so if this level of guard isn't normal, did they just, is there like a guards are us where they can just order guards, like mail order guards or something?
I think those are called mercenaries.
I suppose that
Well-
would make sense.
There's a lot of people in this town. It's rather large. I wouldn't be surprised if some people are ordered to take up arms, take up, the role of guard, if they so felt the need. The thing is, there was always guards here, but they were rather lax, stationed here and there, maybe patrolling, but not to this degree.
Marsh is just thinking if he could make a good guard.
Okay, so I have the barest sketch of a plan.
Do tell.
First off, we head out once it starts to get dark. Do a lap around the house, see what possible points of entry there are, and then to get the attention of all those guards, we take that group of people that's hanging out outside the house and we make them riot.
Riot.
Now,
What's a
what if
riot?
they're not there by the time we go there tonight?
Then we find some.
I imagine we'd
That
get
shouldn't be
probably.
hard.
If this is the evening, I imagine we'd get more people. It's not like that's
people get off work and go hang out in front of the mayor's house to give him the stink eye. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who are still recovering from the crab food coma from this morning.
Yeah.
Crab food coma.
There was a lot of crab.
Honestly, didn't expect that. How do you suggest we get in ourselves?
Well, if we can get all the guards to the front of the house, then we can check the back of the house for possible points of entry. Windows, kitchen doors, cellars, that kind of thing.
Understood.
This is why we want to do a lap of the house first. We don't want to go fumbling around with the limited time we'll have thanks to the riot. We want to already know what we're going to be doing by the time that riot kicks off.
Andros, I have a question. Have you been here before? You talk as though you've been here before, correct?
Yeah, a very long time ago.
Have you been to the mayor's house before?
Nope.
Okay.
Unfortunately not.
Actually, would Naroke think about this? Has the mayor's house always been, or like, is the mayor's house new or is it old?
It's quite old. It was the same house that I recognize.
I wonder if there is anywhere we could get, like, records of, like, who built it, or, like, blueprints or schematics or anything of the sort.
I imagine blueprints are probably inside the house itself. I suppose there's a town hall we could ask records about. It's where I often went for information.
We could check out the town hall, see what they have on file for the house.
Yeah, it would be worthwhile, though.
Would you like me to go now?
I'll go with you.
London.
Just in case we need some persuasion.
That's probably a good idea. I'd have no idea what I'm looking for.
What will you two do?
If you guys could go check whether there's a crowd, and if not, get one, like whip one up, that would be useful.
Sure. I have just recently learned the ability to, like, whisper into people's heads, so that might be useful.
Wait, can you
There's
read
no way
people's...
that'll go badly.
Can you read people's thoughts?
No, I can just kind of, like, I can just talk to them very far away and very discreetly.
Neat. It's like when they put a string through the cups and one person talks in, the other person's like...
Do they have Dixie cups?
You could do that with any cup.
Also, I love how we've gone from we might have to kill Endress to we are going to make Endress complicit in crimes.
And then
hey, at that point, she can't leave.
She's gonna stand up and dust herself off. Her clothes are still a little bloodied from earlier. And she's gonna say, "Shall we begin?"
Yes, let's.
And she knows where the town hall is, and can take you there readily. And Naroke and Marsh, you two are definitely able to find your way to the mayor's house.
Is there a crowd?
Remembered.
So Nick, the town hall is kind of on its way to lulling down and closing for the night. But you two can get there before they do.
All right, cool. That also means that we've got like civil servant at 5:45 p.m. on a Friday energy. That's good for getting whatever you want.
It's like, take it and just get the fuck out. That's the best time to get things.
All right. As we're going, I'm going to say to Endress, do you want me to take the lead on this, or are you going to take the lead on this?
I can ask. I'll do it. I'll help out.
All right.
And now we're going to find out how much of a conniving person Endress is.
That's fair.
It's like, is she just going to be like, oh, could you please do this for me? Or is she going to be like, so if you do this for me, I'll leave.
Oh man, that'd be really smart. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't close until we fuck off.
Endress, it's worth noting that she gets the door for you and kind of like bows as you walk in. She's not giddy, but she's still ingrained in like respect for you. And then she'll walk over to sort of like hoity-toity desk that they have, and she'll clear her throat. It's like, excuse me, is Percival in? And then the woman there with these big glasses will be like, he's not. How can I help you? And she's gonna say, oh, I would have liked to say my hellos to him. It's been quite some time, but perhaps you can help me. My name is Endris Willflower. I'm here from the University of Gomorrah, and I'm looking to have some blueprints procured. The university had sent a letter earlier asking to see them, and I was hoping they would be made available now. And the lady will kind of just look around and be like, I don't think we got that order. Do you have a moment? And I guess she'll be like, we have several. Yeah, and she's gonna get up and she's gonna go into a back room.
Yeah, to back her up, I'm just gonna I'm gonna lean on the counter, creating the impression that there's no way I'm moving until we get what we want.
Oh, she'll glare daggers at you. This woman.
It's like, I have time.
Yeah, like
You got somewhere to be tonight. I don't.
I don't have what you want, and now I have to go find it. Yeah, and so she's gonna come back, and you get the sense that like this isn't necessarily like normal for people to just kind of stroll in and ask for things like this. But Endris did name drop, and also said she was with the university, which I don't know if you guys have asked her about that yet and know that for yourselves. So Nick, you've just learned something about
University
Endris.
of Gomorrah knows a guy here named Percival.
Yeah. And she's gonna say, the woman there, how long do you need these? And Endris is gonna kind of look to you, Nick.
Oh, we just need to take a look at them tonight. We won't even need to take them out of the building.
Splendid. Just leave them on the desk when you're done. And she's gonna like turn around and leave you guys. It's like, all right, here we go, partner.
All right, and we're gonna see what we can find out about possible points of entry into the house.
All right, print time. Here we go. The main front entrance is there, very obvious on the blueprint. It's a very tall house. There aren't windows so much on the lower kind of, let's say like the first 6 feet of the house, but like 20 feet up, there's a row of windows.
Oh, you're going to make the rope climb, aren't you?
Or I climb in and then open a back door for you.
That might be quieter.
There is a smaller entrance sort of on the back, like a much smaller door. Yeah, two points of entry, the front and back. Lots of windows up high.
Okay. So, judging from the floor plan, would it be entirely possible for me to hoist myself up to one of those second-story windows, find my way down, and unlock the back door from the inside?
Yeah, giant staircase in the building leading down to, in fact, kind of curling around. Yeah.
All right. So we've now got a sense of the layout of the house, then.
Yes.
Cool. All right, so I will file that away and leave the blueprints on the desk, as requested.
And as you guys are leaving, Endris will be like, "You've been very helpful. Thank you." Saunter off with you, getting the door for you again. Okay, so Naroke and Marsh.
Are there people outside the mayor's house?
There are two. There are two that not right outside where the crowd was sort of like getting up in the guard's face, but kind of half a block back again. Two men just looking downright pissed. Like they had meant to get here earlier and be a part of the mob, but they missed it because they were too busy eating crab. So like, shit, we're late.
Are they huffing and like grumbling out loud, or?
They most certainly are huffing and grumbling out loud. And there are people about, not necessarily like around the mayor's office, but as you're walking there are people walking the streets, people going into establishments. Like, it's a fairly busy town.
Seems like you've got an idea.
Naroke's gonna walk up to them. Yeah, Naroke's gonna walk up to them and be like, "So I heard the mayor's supposed to be giving a speech tonight. Are we too late for it?"
And they're both gonna like, whatever they were saying mid-sentence drops. They look at you, jaw down, and be like, "When do you reckon that was supposed to start?"
I'm not sure. We arrived in town today. We were supposed to talk to the mayor, but we were turned away. But we were told by the guard captain, at least I think he's the captain, Dan, I think his name was, that the mayor would be addressing the town tonight. But he didn't specify a time.
Well, shucks then. Like, the guy's gonna turn to his other friend and be like, "Maybe we don't missed it yet. Go get Alfred. Alfred knows stuff." The other guy's gonna like scurry along back into the town. And the one guy that's...
If he hasn't said anything yet, then maybe he's just waiting for everyone to gather.
No point speaking to nobody.
Exactly. Once again, we're new here, so we don't really know people, but it might be worthwhile get a bunch of people together so that way we can actually, if he's just waiting for people to show up, then we have people there for him.
Make me a persuasion check.
I guess I'll can I assist?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll
give the assist.
Oof. That's a big old 8.
Did yours show up, Tom?
Oh, isn't the
how does
isn't
the
it
assist work with
advantage?
this?
Assist
right.
means you're giving the person advantage.
Right, advantage, not to... okay. So, the gentleman, he's got his, like, thinking cap on. He thinks about what you said, and he's like... Well, that there done was a lot of big words. I reckon you might be right. Rolled a 5. He's gonna say,
the best
like,
part is I think the biggest word in there was like 5, maybe 6 letters. I'm pretty sure the word was people was the biggest word used.
Anything over 2 syllables is a problem.
It wasn't fellers, so...
Fellers. I've used fellers before. It's like, you two stay here, all right? Keep a place warm. I'm gonna see what I can do about get some folks here to hear this speech. I didn't know about no speech, but I sure would be happier than a pig in shit to hear one. And he's gonna like run off into town.
I'll see if I can start a nice fire.
Don't start a fire in the street.
No, like it's like a nice. He said keep the place warm. I'm not like setting everything on fire.
like a barrel, like a...
Yeah, like a barrel or something.
I feel like there have been multiple points in this campaign where Nick is like, I can leave Naroke and Marsh on their own. It's probably fine.
When will you learn?
Marsh, there is like trash receptacles, and there is a metal round trash receptacle that if you wanted to start a fire in...
I'll just start
trash fire.
I'll just roll one over in this location where it looks like you can gather a lot of people and start a little. I got firebolt. I could just do this for free.
That moment when this campaign literally becomes a dumpster fire.
So you're still far enough away from the mayor's manor that
yeah,
you know, like the guards are seeing you do this, and one kind of goes to take a step forward, and you see the other one like hold out his hand and be like, you know, they're sort of like, not my circus, not my monkey sort of thing, and kind of stops him, and they're just watching you guys intently. But so far, it's just 2 dudes, one starting a fire in a contained barrel. So they imagine, I don't know, whatever they imagine.
Whatever they imagine.
And you do notice the man that had initially wandered off to go find Alfred, has come back with another man in tow. And there's like 3 more that are kind of walking over, and they're heading straight to that fire.
Hey.
Like this must be the meeting spot.
It makes it look like it's on purpose.
As they walk up, it's like, so did you get them?
Sorry, to get
The person who came up with Alfred or whatever.
Uh,
We're new in town. We don't know who Alfred is.
Alfred, right here. Alfred, man, say hi to the guy. Hi.
Boy.
So sorry, we're newer in town here. We just arrived this morning. So did you not know about the mayor giving a speech tonight?
I heard no words about the mayor giving no speech, but
That's concerning. That's just not right. The mayor should be open with his people.
that's what we've been saying, ain't it, guys? And then everyone's kind of like that mayor ain't give us no nothing for weeks now, or maybe 7 days. How much 7 days? Like weeks.
About a week.
And the general consensus of this sort of hillbilly crowd that's been drawn is just like, yeah, like where is our speech? We deserve a speech. We deserve nice things.
Well, the way I look at it, he's probably waiting for enough people to gather around. So we should probably get a whole bunch of people together to actually hear his speech. Because if he's waiting for the town to gather up, 4 or 5 of us isn't going to be much of a speech.
You know, you make a good point. And then the first man you talked to that spoke to you and sent the other guy off is back, and he's got like a few more people in tow. And having just said that to the remaining people that were there, they're kind of nodding along, and they're leaving. And you imagine it's to get more people. Like they're talking about who they're going to bring over. So, sounds like 2 guys are going to bring 2 guys who might bring 2 guys. And sure enough, if you wait around for like even 5 minutes, a crowd has formed even bigger than the one that you initially saw outside the mayor's house earlier.
I'm going to turn to one of the guys like, okay, I have to duck away really quickly. I have to go to the bathroom. Where's somewhere nearby that I could go?
Sage might have a bathroom for you. It's the apothecary. Sorry, the apothecary.
Apothecary. Thank you.
Apothecary.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I'll head that way.
Gonna point over to it.
I'm going to go to the apothecary.
Without even looking for an excuse to leave, I just follow.
Oh, that's right. Guys don't go to the bathroom in packs. I just thought it would be completely normal that you went with them.
Nope, it's not.
Mob has been gathered. Now we just need to have them riot.
Step 1. Mom.
Step 1 complete. Step 2, someone needs to tell them that the mayor has canceled his speech.
I feel like the guards can do that pretty easily.
I also feel like if I insinuate myself throughout the crowd and start whispering the right things, we can make that happen.
Yeah, I figured Naroke telling them, oh, sorry, the guard or the mayor canceled is probably not the best. Just because I was the one who also got them all together.
Yeah, fair enough. So Naroke and Marsh, as you guys are heading off in the direction that your new friend kind of pointed in, Nick and Endris. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, and we're gonna try and make our way towards like the town hall or whatever to try and sync up with the rest.
Okay, yeah. Nick and Dominic and Endris, like you see them coming from over yonder, and it's easy enough to spot them even in the dark. The town is fairly well lit. Guards are still stationed about, and you see a couple of the patrolling guards they're kind of wandering over to the crowd. So that is now still getting larger and larger.
I am asked you a following.
Thank you very much. This is exactly what I hoped for.
And they have fire.
They do have fire.
That is excellent.
How did they get that?
There was a garbage can. It lit on fire.
Huh.
Is that not normal?
Is it?
I don't know. I was talking to one of the fellows when I turned around. The garbage can was on fire.
Yeah.
And this is gonna say we have blueprints. Or we saw the layout of the house.
We've got the layout of the house. There's a way in through the back, so if we can get the guards' attention to the front of the house, we've got our way in.
So now we just need to, what, make the mob angry?
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Should we meet you at the back of the house then?
Yeah, maybe.
Leave you
Okay.
to it.
We probably we want to get moving on this basically as soon as this thing kicks off.
Okay. Naroke's gonna start trying to take like the long way around, giving the building wide berth as he tries to make his way around. He is not a quiet individual, so just strolling around at the side of the house is not exactly going to be the best route.
I follow.
You're not trying to pass zombies.
Yeah. The clap of my ass cheeks will alert the guards.
Dummy pick Naroke. Okay, yeah, easy enough. It seems even the guards that are sort of relatively nearby, even though you're giving a wide berth, are not really focused at all, and everyone seems to be kind of concerned about what's happening near the front of the mayor's house. And some you've noticed have even left their post and have sauntered over to the front, as if to make another like guard wall in anticipation. There are still some guards at the back though.
Yeah, as once Naroke is like around like the back-ish side of the house, like trying to stay like concealed, just kind of like, I guess we wait, and just plunks himself down. Did Endress follow us as well, or
Is it just with you or with us?
I think Endress would go with you guys.
Yeah, however you wanted her to end up.
okay? So yeah, she'll follow with us, and we'll just chill out in bushes or behind a building or something, so we're not direct line of sight.
Yeah, she'll follow your lead and try and be quiet. And
Yeah, Naroke's trying to like hold on to his chainmail so it doesn't jingle as much.
Oh, I was gonna straight up start a small talk. Maybe I shouldn't.
Oh, you can small talk, but the clink 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 clink, clink as Naroke moseys along, I gave away our position.
Not ideal.
As I'm looking towards the mansion, I just quickly ask Endress, it's like, so what you're planning on doing after we get this artifact?
Any plans for tonight?
Well, I suppose the plan was always to head back to the university, where I live, essentially, and continue my research.
Good. And then I just don't continue the conversation.
Just leave it there.
She's gonna ask, is Raptor your first creation?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. Like, I
It's the only sentient one that stuck around.
let's just say I might have some memory issues. It just kind of came to me.
Not always necessary to tell the truth.
That's terrible. I hope that gets resolved.
Me too.
She's, unlike you, she's not going to continue the conversation. Nick,
Yeah.
what do you got for me?
Okay, I'm gonna start weaving through the crowd, giving like a whisper here and there and slowly escalating. So it's gonna start with, hey, why isn't the mayor out yet? Hey, where's the mayor? You know, we haven't seen him in such a long time, but he says he's going to be doing a speech, but he's not showing up for it. Maybe he changed his mind. Maybe he's not coming out here after all. He owes us an explanation. We should make him come out here and just like ramp it up as I'm moving through the crowd, sort of riling people up.
Like, I imagine you say the one thing, 5 feet later, the next thing, another 5 feet. Yeah, it makes circling around. Okay, and people are eating it up with a spoon. They're already pissed. They're predisposed to feel like, I just got dragged out here in anticipation of a speech. Like, why isn't that speech happening? Like, it is really easy. No one's even paying you any mind as you're saying this. They're just hearing it and, like, nodding along and, like, riling themselves up. And at one point, a man takes, like, a torch and lights it from the fire of the barrel.
Go barrel.
And a couple other people see him do this and like go and find torches of their own. So
this might escalate out of hand, but
Anyone
I
got
don't
pitchforks?
really care.
And who got pitchforks? We got a full-on mob going here.
it is getting darker, so it might be also for light. But yeah, there's a couple people with torches.
Might be. We know what those torches are for.
And there's some full-on shouting in the crowd now. Like everyone that wants to talk has to kind of talk loudly to talk over the other loud people, and it's getting pretty boisterous out there. And you do notice that the guard has started to make a kind of a human wall, similar to this morning.
Once I get the feeling that things are really about to kick off, I'm gonna start making my way to the back of the house.
Okay.
From where we are, would we be able to see if there's any more guards back there?
So there's still one remaining guard. The other two, the other guard sauntered off to the front.
Actually, I think I might have a way to accelerate the kickoff of this situation.
Are you throwing a rock?
Not a rock. Let me see what I have on me. I believe I have a few empty flasks that I had oil in. Would it be fair to say that those are glass?
Definitely.
Just get
Can I chuck a glass bottle so it smashes on the ground right in front of the guards?
Yeah, you can. Are you trying to do this from the crowd? Like, are you trying to be discreet about it?
Yeah, I'm trying to be discreet about it from the crowd, make it sound like someone finally had enough and has decided to start throwing shit.
Okay, yeah. And so, like, in front, no, for sure. Like, roll me a strength check just for the hell of it.
Oh, that's not going to be good. Can I make it dexterity instead?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's an 11.
Beautifully average. So this vial that you're throwing, it doesn't make it to the feet of the guard wall, and it's probably closer to the mob than to the house itself, even though the mob is like slowly kind of amassed closer. But like the sound of the glass hitting the ground, it quiets everything for a moment, and then you just hear like an uproar of people as they start like pushing their way and moving towards the wall.
That's when I book it to the back of the house.
Okay.
That's when I bail.
The last thing you see is not like a fist fight or anything, but people are more forcibly trying to just push past the guard, who is trying to like peacefully keep them at bay.
What do you think our kill count's going to be?
This has the potential to result in several parts of the town burning down, but you know what? It's fine.
We're not going to be
We're not
here
here
long.
for very long. As long as the dock...
Hey Mel, Scoundrels campaign.
Yeah,
you asked for
this
this.
is what you asked for.
It's true. I love it. It's great. I just wanted killing to not be off the table, and now there's so much more on the table.
Yeah, you wanted killing to not be off the table. You did not account for the sheer amount of social manipulation and stealing from old ladies you were gonna get.
As long as the dock...
To be fair, you've only stolen from one old lady.
Honestly, I should have seen that coming. I thought when she stole it, you guys would be like, man, this lady's awesome. Instead, you were like, can I steal that? Like,
well, the problem is you made her blind.
Yes, I've already established that she can't see well. Like, I was asking for that.
You made it too easy.
Yeah, you kind of opened it up for that one by making her blind. If you had given her, like, she has these, like, piercing eyes just stare into your soul, I think Nick might have thought twice about just trying to reach out and pilfer.
Fuck, I'm not good at on-the-fly NPCs, apparently. I'm like, this would be cool. Let's make her blind, but she can hear pearls.
She was cool. She just doesn't have a pearl anymore.
She just doesn't have a pearl anymore. Like, the NPC was cool, and the fact that you made her blind was a great establishing character moment for the rest of us.
Now, when it comes down to it, though, for her, she started and ended that entire interaction with the same number of pearls.
Yeah, this is true.
No loss. She was just embarrassed that she couldn't get you a pearl.
Anyways.
So
there's still one guard behind the house?
We started a riot.
There's still that guard, and here's the thing. He's looking real concerned. Like, he's standing there like he needs to be here, but like you see him kind of like on his foot. At one point he sort of like runs to the corner of the house and is looking around, and he looks really like unsure. Like, damn, I'm supposed to guard this side of the house, but like sounds like shit's getting crazy, and he kind of looks like he's torn.
I might have an idea for this one.
I also have an idea for this one.
I have an idea, but it involves murder.
Yeah,
all right, Marsh.
Let's try my idea first, because it's not murder. I would like to reduce the amount of murder we do in front of the sweet summer child nerd.
That is fair. That's why I'm not like, just shank the guy. It's fine.
Yeah. So, as I'm creeping around the side of the house, do I spot this guy?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. Can I, from the corner of the house, just kind of throw my voice and shout something to the effect of, "Hey, we need all guards up at the front!"
Yeah, you definitely can.
All right, let's do that.
All right.
I do have advantage to pass myself off as somebody else.
Freaking love it. What are we calling that? Are we calling that a performance?
I think that'd be deception.
Deception. Love it.
Okay. So with the advantage, that's a 16.
Yeah, all right. So I imagine it's fairly booming when you say it. Like, not so loud that it'd be heard over the mob, but like loud enough that this like scared little guy that's not sure what he's supposed to be doing, like you see him snap to attention, and he's kind of like looking around like as if like, who the hell said that? But after a moment, he's gonna take off to the front. Yeah, guards are not rolling well.
Beautiful. So I'm gonna rejoin the rest of the group.
Nice.
Naroke's gonna kind of walk out, and he's looking up at the windows like, I don't think I can get up there.
Now, let me try the door first, and if I can't get the door open, I'll just climb up the windows, come down, and let you guys in.
Well, we do have a skeleton key. And Naroke's gonna walk up to the door.
Let's reserve the skeleton key for, like, just in case we need it.
I've just finished, like,
I guess I
was
can
about to just tie a rock together to a rope, and it's like, oh.
Let's
I suppose
reduce
if you
the
want
amount of smashing shit.
if you want to work on your lockpicking, I guess we can oblige.
I really do appreciate the opportunity, Naroke. Thank you.
And then Endris is gonna look to you, Dominic, and be like, and where do you want me?
Stick around with the big guys for now, and I will let you in with the others. And once we're inside the house, keep to the back just in case anything dangerous happens. You will be out of the line of fire and perfectly
Shouldn't she
placed
be
to
in the
assist
middle then?
if we need you.
All right. Yeah, I understand. Okay, got it.
Shouldn't she be in the middle though, in case something comes up from behind us, so she doesn't
That
get
is a good
shanked
point.
first? Because we need her to decursify the thing.
Yeah. All right. So we turtle up around Endris then.
So I'll offer like, if you're really concerned, I think I'll be okay. But
Oh, we have full confidence in your capabilities. We just want to make sure that you don't have to do any frontline fighting if your skill is, spellcasting.
aw,
It is why we hired you. You are very skilled.
thank you so much. She's
Yeah, let the
Kind of
fawning
enamored
continue.
Okay, I'm gonna go try and pick the lock on that door.
all right.
Naroke has his hand in his pocket, holding on to the skeleton key just in case it's needed.
Alrighty. What are we talking? Performance?
These tools.
Yes.
These tools is sleight of
tools.
hand, plus proficiency.
Sleight of hand always feels like stealing, but that goes hand in hand.
Okay, so that's an 18 on Thieves' Tools.
Yeah, you know what? It just sings for you. And, like, rocks don't really sing, but like you're getting a good feel of it. I wouldn't say it happens in like 5 seconds. It's probably a good 15 before you get it, but everything's moving smoothly. And you eventually hear that beautiful click of the tumblers falling into place. And you try the handle, and it moves freely. What do you do?
I'm going to carefully open it and kind of peek through to see what's on the other side.
It looks like you're in like a big mud room. There's cloaks and coats and boots all around, sort of like just that stereotypical kind of mudroom look to it.
Cool. Nobody around?
Does not appear to be anyone around. Lights
Okay,
are dark.
I will open the door fully and wave everyone through.
Right.
Do I have dark vision? I don't think
I don't think
so.
Goliaths have dark vision. I don't think I have dark vision.
I
do have a lantern.
Not have dark vision.
I just have infinite ever-burning torches. I don't need dark vision.
That is true. We do have purple torches.
You have
Yeah.
torches.
I
that's
also
right.
have a hooded lantern, which I have the ability to lower the hood on that, which dims the light to a 5-foot radius instead of a 30-foot radius.
That's right. You used it with Farmer Father Gowan.
Yes. It is very
Good old
handy
Father
for
Farmer.
sneaking into people's houses, which is why I have it.
That's fair.
Okay, is that? I assume that's where you're going with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all just stick close to Nick as opposed to pulling out one of my glowing purple torches, because I'm pretty sure that if any of the guards look back and see, why is the inside of the house purple, there might be more raised for alarm.
You can always use a normal torch.
That doesn't have the ability to hood it, though.
Also, if the house is dark, and suddenly there's a random light moving around inside, and the people outside already have torches, there's probably more reason for concern.
Yeah.
That.
2 torches.
Even more reason for concern. Twice the amount for reason for concern.
So torch in hand, you can kind of follow down
Lantern.
this hallway, and having seen the blueprint already, you kind of have an idea that it looked like bedrooms and like servants' quarters and stuff would be more on the upper floor. The lower floor had things like the kind of like living room sort of thing, a big kitchen, dining room, like a front parlor entry thing. So it depends on where in the house you're thinking you want to go. Up or
from the blueprints, do I know where the bedrooms would be? The master bedroom in particular?
Yeah, you have an idea where it could be upstairs.
Actually,
Okay, so I think we head in that direction first.
Okay, what's up, Marsh?
Before we get too far, I'm just gonna throw up a detect magic, just in case. Just looking for traps, and maybe it'll give away where the mask is a bit early.
So
Yeah,
are
the
you?
range on that's like 30 feet, right?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Are you using a spell slot to cast that, or are we sitting around for 10 minutes while you ritual it?
The obvious one.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm using a spell slot. Oh, I guess I should roll a d20 once.
Let's see if we surge and blow the house up.
Yeah.
I would laugh really hard.
I'd be so sad.
This is gonna be incredible
perfect.
if he surges.
Oh no, it's not an 18.
6.
Okay,
Okay,
didn't
we're
surge.
It would have been so
A-okay.
incredible if he surged.
It's like, hold on, I'm gonna cast detect magic just in case. It's like, whoops, that was fireball.
So right away you're seeing the faint glow of your bag of holding and torches from Naroke's chest, and an amulet around. Oh, are you wearing the amulet, Nick?
I'm not wearing the amulet. I have it, though.
Okay. Yeah, if it's on your person, you can see the amulet. So there's a lot of glowing things right on you guys right away, but you're not seeing anything from the boot room to the back hallway towards the stairs leading upstairs.
Yeah. Just because I'll be having it on for like 10 minutes, just let me know if something new comes up, and
Absolutely.
I will alert the party.
And you guys can tell, like, most of the lights are off on the like main floor. There's a couple by the front doors, and before you even get quite on it, you can hear like the hushed whispers of some like guards that are like peering out the windows at the front, that are really concerned, like just talking amongst themselves, like what are we gonna do if they try and get in? And their backs are to you, and they're locked onto the windows. Yeah. So there are apparently some people in the house that you can see.
Okay, do we try to sneak past them or try to make them go to sleep?
Oh, I like the sleepy idea.
I'm gonna turn to Endris. It's like, what? I should have asked this earlier. What spells do you know?
I lean in. I also know the sleep spell.
Pull up my character sheet. I didn't think she'd be in any combat today. Sorry. Let's just.
You gave her spells, and you gave us a creepy house that had things we want. Of course, she's gonna be in combat.
We're bringing the nerds. Sorry.
Yeah. Endris is gonna look to you and say, like, I can sort of hold my own, but unfortunately, most of my spells are of the like healing kind of variety. Spare the dying, cure wounds, detect magic.
Spare the dying is going to be useful. The less casualties, the better.
You say spare the dying is going to be useful. She kind of like perks up.
Hey, Marsh?
Yeah.
Do you want to make those guards go to sleep?
Yeah.
Bedtime.
Have fun.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't realize I picked so many like infiltration spells and it wasn't even intentional. Let me just quickly read. They're close. They're pretty close to each other, right?
Yeah, they definitely are on either side of the door. It's a wide door, but
Okay.
they're close.
I will cast Sleep as a level 2 spell. So I think that
All right.
gives me 2d6, and if I beat their health, they fall asleep. I'm just double checking it's 2d6.
At higher levels, when you cast this using a spell slot of second
You
level,
roll 5d8. I think you can cast it as level 1 and you'll be
yeah,
fine.
it's 5d8, and that would give you an
Okay.
additional 2d8. So,
Yeah, let's see, 5d8, 4 times 5 is 20. Yeah, the 5d8 will probably be enough.
right.
And
For-
it starts with whoever is the lowest health first. So if nothing else, you put one of them to sleep, and then we knock out the other one and put him to sleep in a more forceful manner.
That's true.
Okay, so this is for the surge. Okay, it didn't surge. And yeah, just roll 5d8. Eh, eh, eh. Oh, those are good rolls. Okay.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, shit.
Couple of sevens
Oh,
in
damn.
there. Only one below half.
So I imagine when you're casting this spell, you let out like a magical like throw your voice. That's just this long-winded yawn.
Lizard yawn.
I don't actually know how sleep like sounds when you cast
It has
the spell.
it has a vocal component, so like I don't think that's too off.
And the guard to the left of the door, you see him, and he's kind of like scratching the back of his head, and his head sort of leans to the side and leans to the side a bit more, and he kind of goes down. He plops to the floor, and then the other guard, he like is suddenly like looks to him and looks around the room, and as he's going like to lean down to see what's wrong, he falls asleep just like gracefully on top of him.
Oh.
See, when you had him like moving around and like going to check the other person, it's like I could use thaumaturgy and make the door swing open and just beat him in the face. It's like
All right,
put him
I
to
won't last
sleep
for
in
a
a more
minute, let's
forceful
fucking
manner.
move.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Upstairs we go.
Boogie
And
boogie.
yeah, so in the entry, the kind of parlor entryway, the stairs are easy to find. Nick's got the advantage of sort of sussing out the layout. And upstairs, you know that the master bedroom would be at the end of this long hall. And as you're scurrying by, you hear a bunch of noise coming in from the room closest to the master bedroom. The door is closed. There's a light on casting light underneath the door, and you hear the frantic kind of pacing of someone in it, and kind of mumbling to themselves.
Can I put my ear to the door and listen?
Yeah, you certainly can. Would you like to roll me a perception check?
How's a 21 do me?
It's that. Oh crap, man, you're perceptive today.
Just pull the cup out of my pocket and just...
Kind of a Dixie cup. It's a man's voice, kind of an old man's voice, and he's like, "What are we gonna do? We can't keep them at bay. They keep asking questions. I don't know how to keep them off any longer. She's just sort of like asking himself over like, what's the plan? What's he gonna do? It's kind of incoherent though. Yeah.
Does it sound like there's only one person in there?
It sounds like there's only one person in there.
I think we go in.
I'm going to turn to Nick and be like, is this the master bedroom?
No, but it sounds like it's the occupied bedroom.
We're going to find a dead body, aren't we? And Naroke's going to grab the door and open it.
All right. I guess with that, that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Yeah!
Because it seems like a really good ending point.
I am
was not
fully
expecting-
expecting us to open, I'm opening that door and I'm fully expecting the mayor is going to be dead. And this is going to be Mildred's boy pacing back and forth because he accidentally killed the mayor. He's like, what are we gonna do? I can't keep them off. I can't stop them. What is gonna happen? That is my expectation.
All right. What are your bets, Marsh?
I was leaning towards it was the mayor, but for some reason he can't show himself. Yeah, that's about it.
Cool.
I
Any
just want to
thoughts,
threaten an authority figure. That's what I want out of this encounter.
The guard. All right, well, you successfully infiltrated the mayor's house with the help of sussing out where you'd find blueprints.
Yep.
You guys created a convincing riot. Good job with the fire barrel. That tends to like really draw a crowd, and the right crowd at that.
Oh boy.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, a big thank you to my players for joining me on this ride, and to anyone watching. This campaign will be back 2 weeks from now, on the 27th of December. I think that's the 2 Sundays from now.
Yep.
But Giggle's campaign will be next Sunday, so definitely join us for that. And we'll see you all then. Have a good night.
Have a good night, and thank you, Mo, for the session. Bye.